Christ.
No, it's like because I know we're gonna start this and we're gonna forget
Right.
to record 20 minutes
Okay.
from now, right?
All right.
Right. Yeah,
No, Noble's on trend. Noble's on trend, guys. So
I've done this.
All right. So what's up, guys? Yeah, we are back. Today's gonna be the first time where we have all three of us on the same podcast. It's gonna be something new, and we're gonna try to do something like this weekly. Maybe bring someone else along. I know we've talked to people like Troy. Noble said he can get maybe Cuban Flex, so we'll see. If not, we'll still keep going anyways. Today I got about like 10 questions, a little bit more. Some of them are interesting. We're gonna start off with rating our own physiques. But real quick, I actually want to talk about how Derek and I met each other because Derek tends to get a lot of hate within our industry, or not industry, within our area because of whatever it might be, the way he comes off. But I've told people, like, when you meet him in person, you hang out with him, like, you could tell he's just a good dude. Like, he does. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. There's just two different like nobles, I think, that people assume what he is.
get in on that because I don't know him personally, but like,
yeah, no, like, dude, but it's like because the way he can sometimes talk, about his clients and this and that, people kind of take it offensively because some people also don't have that type of confidence and they look at it as like, oh, fuck this guy, why is he acting like that? To me,
Right.
that never bothered me. What happened between us the first time when we started bumping heads was my client was going to potentially face him at a show.
Yeah.
And we were like kind of talking smack that who was going to win. And he comes at me. He's like, you'll win when you can grow back your hairline. Because at the time, I didn't have my hairline.
I was taking fucking shots, bro. All right, look.
So then I said after that was like, if I could like him after him saying that to me, which is my biggest insecurity, we could all like him. That was my like.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, well, it's funny that you say that because like I've never met Derek personally, and it's like like you mentioned, like the way he can handle himself online. Like one day I realized I was like, oh, I get it. That's not how he actually is. That's just part of his. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Derek, but I'm like, oh, that's just part of his hustle. That's his online shtick right there.
Yeah, that's people with bodybuilding. You have a lot of coaches that'll be like, oh, we just want to do our best and show up and everything. But it's like when you work with a coach, like at the end of the day, you want your coach to be like your number one fan.
Absolutely.
So anytime that I have a competitor on stage or I go on my stage myself, it's like, fuck you guys, we're coming to win. Like, this is the best competitor. I'm the best coach. We're the best at the show. We're going to dominate. We're going to win. And I try to bring that mentality, and people don't like that. But at the end of the day, like, this is a competition. Right. I'm showing up, like, I'm doing everything that I can in my power to make you lose this competition so that we can win the competition. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like I'm super supportive and I love the community and everything, but I try to get aggressive in the competition side of things. It just
I could see that. No, I could totally see that because like I'm saying, like it's one of those things where one day I was just like, oh, I don't know him, but I'm like, he's not actually like that. I don't think he's actually like that. I think it's
I don't think
part of his
he's confident. He's confident in himself. Sure. Absolutely. Yeah,
no,
but it's
like
sure. it doesn't come off that way. It's like, so you hang out with him. I worked out with him a couple times, but it's like also the way how like supportive he is too. He's actually like watches out for me. He's correcting me. He worked out with some of my boys all together. He like, well, we're all pushing each other. So it's like you get that vibe. It's like he's genuine. You don't just
for sure. Like he hit me with a comment the other day, like out of the blue, and I'm like, oh, holy shit! Like that felt good. I was like, I don't even know this guy, and he reached out to me. Like that's super humbling. That's cool. That's like, I was like,
he hyped you up right away. Obviously, you saw that first podcast.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was like, damn, I appreciate that on a different level because it's somebody from the outside. Like he doesn't know me. Like I don't have any. He doesn't get any benefit from dropping that on my profile whatsoever. Right? It's just a genuine comment. It's not like I'm going to get something out of this comment or I'm trying to poach him as a client. Like you're not going to get any of that. I know that. So it's like, oh, that was a genuine, hey, hats off. Good job, bro. Like, and I appreciated that. I was like, all right,
we need more of that.
I think what I was thinking was right. Yeah.
Yeah. We need more of that, to be honest. Cause I tell people not in any cheesy way, but none of our successes of each other is going to stop anyone else from succeeding. We could all get pro cards. We could all get as far as we want. We could all get a bunch of clients. We could all grow business. There's so much to go around. It's pretty crazy to think selfishly, like everything has to revolve around me. I have to be the only one that succeeds. Me. I don't know. And Derek's not like that either. Like as a person, like I say, he's very caring. He right away he's like offering me help for this, for that, and without me asking, so it's like someone like that doesn't do that just to do it,
Yeah, no, that's why, I'm excited to actually talk to him and get to know him more. Like it's, I've been in Arizona for like what, 6 years-ish, 7 years-ish. So it's like, and I've never actually talked to the dude. So
yeah,
About time.
Yeah, I've just been kind of focused on just growing this team and having the competitors and everything. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's marketing. I mean, at the end of the
Yep.
day, like my best ever month was in coaching for revenue was July when I won my first pro card. And that's when I was starting all these fights, talking all this trash,
Yeah.
posting all this stuff, getting
It's
into like arguments with random people. Because you know what? Eyeballs mean.
Yes.
yeah, people are still
Yeah.
checking out what's happening. People are saying,
And
why are they
that's exactly
arguing?
what
Who's
I
this?
meant.
Yeah.
Like when I was like, one day I figured out, because I mean, I've seen you comment on people's stuff, and that's when I figured out, I was like, he's not actually like that. He's just fucking with people. He's just,
I
that's
fuck
his
with
way
everybody.
of his marketing. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, that's the way he markets himself. And
Yeah.
hey, I will never hate on anybody's hustle. Like whatever you do and it's working for you, shit, dude, hats off. Hats off, man.
Yeah,
Keep
I
fucking
appreciate
rocking
it.
it.
It's a business. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's like I gotta put food on my table. And if
Mm-hmm.
commenting, the little trash can emoji on somebody's post. That's what puts food on the table. Trash, 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 bro. Going on Reddit and talking mad shit on everybody's post. Weak, trash, garbage. But you know what? You know how many clients I get from Reddit because I go in and I review physiques all the time? I go on there probably once a week. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to go on there and I used to just comment on as many posts, many pictures, as much feedback as I could. And every week I would have a new high income client coming in from coaching.
Well, this is actually really good because one of the questions I got on my Instagram
Mhm.
was I'm looking to get into coaching. What can I do to get more clients?
Do we want to
So I
jump
was,
right into the questions? Because I feel like that's a great question. Because I get
no,
asked,
that's why I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
dropped it because
Let's
we
might
started
as
talking
well.
about it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, hey,
yeah,
Might as well. Yeah. Let's
might as
go
well
through.
get into that.
Yeah.
Like
And we can all
knock it
talk
out of the way.
about how we all differently approach it, obviously. So that was your question, Marcel. Go ahead, start it off.
So me personally, like I'm not gonna say that I have a specific way of getting clients. It's more of just being active on social media for me. Like I noticed the second I stopped being a little bit less active on social media for whatever reason, I'm busy with something or whatnot, like you start seeing your engagement kind of drop, and then all of a sudden you see like nobody's reaching out, nobody's signing up, nobody's filling out questionnaires. Like, okay, this is weird. As soon as I start getting active again, I post and blah 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 and post my physique or post a client transformation, somebody will start a conversation, ask a question. um Basically how I got majority of my clients is basically helping people out, answering questions and whatnot. Somebody randomly will hit me up, hey, what would I do for this? And then A goes to B, goes to C, you have a conversation, you give them a little bit of advice or whatnot, and then, they'll keep digging into that advice. And that's when I'm like, well, hey, listen, I'm willing to give you as much free information as I possibly can, but there's just certain things without me actually having my hands on you, knowing your body, knowing your metabolism, knowing your biomechanics, knowing your blood work, knowing what drugs you have taken or have not taken. Like there's certain things I just simply can't help without knowing the full story. And usually that's what leads into converting into a client for me personally. So just being helpful online, like you have to almost give a carrot, to somebody, like here's a carrot on a stick. I'll give you a little bit of information. I'll answer some questions. And then, but then when it starts getting more in depth where it's like, okay, now you're pushing into that, like, okay, people pay me for this type of knowledge, this type of experience. That's when I'm like, hey, I would love to help you out more, but I need to get my hands on you and I would need to be your coach in order to be more in depth and give you better answers, more accurate answers. Because as you guys know, 99% of the time when somebody random answers a question to a competitor and they answer in absolutes, so like, oh, you for sure have to do this, they're fucking talking out of their ass. You don't know that. You don't know this person. You don't know what they've done. You don't know their lifestyle habits. You don't know their health markers. You don't know their, if they've been training, not training. So um, that's basically how I've been getting clients. Um, I know it's not the best way to get clients. I know there's more, fruitful ways, let's say like uh, paid ads and stuff like that. Like I'm just not good at that aspect of it yet. Like paid ads and all that. That's something I need to look into and probably get better at because I'm sure I could be, more successful in that aspect.
fair.
Yeah. Noble.
Yeah. So All I do is coach. It's all I've done. Well, I mean, I've done other businesses and stuff, but I've been full-time since end of 2019. I've worked with over 600 clients in the last 4 years. So I've had a decent influx. I would say first piece of advice is just look really good. Like your best marketing is always going to, first of all, when you get started, your best marketing is your own physique. And then your best marketing is your transformations. So you essentially need to establish like different pillars of social proof. One, hey, I'm in really good shape. Two, my clients are in really good shape, make good transformations. And three, here's the knowledge proving that I know what to do. So essentially, and like Marsell, like you said, social media, 100, like 100%. Like when I was crushing it, I was signing up 40 clients per month on average, June, July, August, September, October of 2022. 40 clients a month. So it's one new client a day, plus like a new client on the week, two new clients on the weekends. At the Olympia in 2021, I signed up 7 clients on that day. So 7 clients in the retainer. Get on social media and post as much as you possibly can. Get on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, whatever. Get on Snapchat, get on TikTok. Create as much long form content, short form content, create as many posts, infographics, pictures, transformations, testimonials. Get a good website, do SEO on your website. All of your social media should be integrated. And then my best recommendations for getting clientele would be if you are starting small and starting organically, work with 5 people for free first. Yeah. Take them on for 3 months and then tell them after the 90 days, they have to pay you $100 per month, or they have to send you a referral that pays $100 per month. Those 5 people will either be 5 paying clients that have lost weight and transformed, or they'll send you 5 new clients, and then you continuously have them generate more referrals for you. And then once you start to get better at that and you have enough clients, you can start what's called cold outreach or cold DMs. And this is what I do. A lot of people are like, I don't even know how we started and ended up working together. Like I have a lot of people who are like, I don't even remember how we met. Well, it's because I went through Marsell's Instagram and I messaged everybody who liked his last post. Hey bro, looking great. Physique is awesome. Looking sick. Just go compliment them. Start a conversation. One of the best pieces of advice I can give somebody is conversations turn into consultations. Consultations turn into sales. Your goal should be to contact 50 new people per day, start a conversation, and then if the conversation continues, book the call. And if the call gets booked, close the sale. If not, repeat it, put it in your pipeline, manage your CRM, and then continuously do your outreach. Like I run this as like a well-oiled business machine. Yeah. Not as good as I'd like it to be.
Yeah, that's pretty advanced. I was like, I don't know if you want to do that as a newbie.
It's funny because
I mean, it's a lot to do. Yeah, it's a lot of avenues, a lot of
we should do like a whole separate podcast about that. Just fucking
yeah. No, I was like, fuck,
obviously
man.
Garrett doesn't want to drop all of his secrets, but that's great information. You know, I mean, that's great insight.
Yeah. My best advice though is like, because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm in like contest prep shape or I'm like just massive and getting bigger, I get way more inquiries.
Oh, 100%. When I'm in prep, it's like everybody and their mother talks to me. When I'm not in prep, it's like, you know, birds chirping. It's just my like ride or die clients that have been with me for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like when I had my videographer, my full-time content guy, I was paying Nathan, it was like $1,500 a month. And he would come work out with me once per week. And he would do a full session, record multiple reels, TikTok, Zoom, or TikToks, everything, build the content, schedule the content, post the content. So I had professional content coming out 7 days a week on every single platform. It was just like printing money at that point. And then of course being like decent at coaching.
Like, yeah, right. I mean, you have to be able to walk the walk as well. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Okay. If you wanted to learn how to coach, where would you guys go? Like if I wiped all of your coaching knowledge, what would you do? Luis, you want to answer this original question or you want to start?
Let me answer the first question. Just because I had a way different approach than either one of you, so people can see how I did it. For me, it did have to do a lot with my own physique changing for sure at first. People saw my own transformation. People started asking me questions. People would see me out and about and just, oh, why'd you get so much protein at the grocery store or whatever, this and this. And I would start up conversations and then I would have a client. And then from those, I have a lot of referrals that people start, sending my information over to them. And a lot of my business right now is people that are my obviously clients and they're all friends of mine, but they kind of knew each other prior. So it all grew like that for me. I had a good amount of clients that, like I said, I was just doing stuff or referred to me. I then, like you, also use social media as a platform to reach out to more people. The more I post, obviously, the better, the more beneficial, the more people are tagging you, the more you're putting out there. That will definitely help you as a coach to grow your business. and then just be genuine about it, get involved, talk to your people, check in on them. Like for me, that's why I build a friendship with a lot of my people, and they tend to stay. Like I have tenured clients of like 3, 4, 5 years. And that's kind of what upheld my business so far.
I like
So-
how you do things because it's like a little family.
Yeah. Doesn't
Thank you,
that
bro.
get tough though? Sometimes like
It
when you
can,
get that
When
close
you
with some
when you lose
clients.
somebody, absolutely. Like I just had someone recently that was like my little prodigy of 5, 6 years, and
Yeah.
we had a falling out. But at the end of the day, it's like it kind of could happen with anybody in life. You know, some people end up just leaving the sport because of personal issues, life, jobs, and it hurts a little more when you have a friendship. But I mean, it's just at the end of the day, you got to move on. Huh?
It stings. Like if you have a
Yeah.
really good client, and like I had a couple clients that were like super close with me,
Yeah.
and when they leave, it's like, I mean, like Trevor's already moved on. He's working with a new coach 100%. I mean, he consults with me about stuff, but it's like, all right, he needs to move on to somebody more advanced. He's got to get somebody that's like, because I'm really, 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 really good at contest prep. Like the one thing I'm really good at is like peaking contest prep, that kind of stuff. Off-season growth, not really my specialty.
Mhm.
So he works with Joey Quads, and Joey Quads has gotten him just monstrous. But when it comes time to prep, hopefully,
Yeah.
he'll come back to me and I'll get him peeled for the show. So I mean, yeah, but it does suck. It's like, yeah, like, you know,
It's a
couple of
little
clients.
shot in the dick, almost like you're like,
Yeah, it's
damn.
like,
Well,
I thought
dude,
we
especially
were-
depending how involved you get. Like I was backstage with these guys, I was traveling with them, I was,
paying
you
for
know, and
their
and I
stuff.
wasn't asking
Yeah.
for a dime. I was paying all that out of my own pocket just to be there for them. I was renting Airbnbs to have people around me, you know, just to have a team atmosphere, and again, coming out of my pocket, you know, for other people's shows. And it's just, you know, it hurts a little more, but it's also part of the, I think, the game. You know, whatever you do in work, you end up working with people at, you know, at a bank, at a grocery store, you get invested with them, they move on, and it hurts just as much. Honestly, I remember that happened to me growing up. So,
Yeah.
um,
I think
All right,
I think
good.
ahead.
I was gonna move on to the next, like if you had to relearn coaching.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Let's move on because we can talk about this topic for a while too. So.
yeah,
Yeah.
true. Hey, but we have time also. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no rush, right?
If I
Or
had
is
to-
anybody hurry? Sorry.
No,
No?
I'm good.
All right. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
If I had to
Go ahead,
relearn coaching, I would just take the J3U course. That's
Yeah.
all I would do. I would just start there, learn it all, boom, done.
Yeah,
That's all.
and they have a female course that I actually just redid like 3 months ago. Like that female course is great because I mean females are so
Hard to work
different,
with.
so hard to work.
And
Well,
that's
you don't-
John Jewett, right? John Jewett.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
done
the
that. Okay.
J3U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pricey courses, right? But like think of this as an investment, like with especially like coaching females, right? Like I knew before I did the J3U course that I'm like, females, you cannot prep in like 12 to 16 weeks. It's impossible. It's impossible. I knew that in my heart, right?
Yeah.
And I never did it. I'm like, I'm not doing this. And then you know, I read through some of the J3U, like the first intro, it goes through it, and I'm like, ha. So I was right about that. Okay. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just like, oh, it's something that, you know, you as a coach might be doing slightly off, but you can't figure out what it is. Like you're monitoring markers, you know, you're monitoring their fatigue, you're managing their fatigue, sleep, you're managing their hormones. Everything seems good, but they just don't move as at a quick rate like some of the male competitors do. And you're like, what the hell? What's going wrong? Nothing's going wrong. It's literally females just need a longer time to get into like that peeled shape for a female. It's their bodies are just not designed to work that way. So yeah, J3U is a big resource. Obviously, I think personal experience, personal mistakes, and just overall competition experience as a prep coach goes a long way. Because something as little as like knowing to get base coats for your tan, you know, telling you to put clear nail polish before you go get your tan. You know, just random stuff like that competitors don't know and they wouldn't figure out on their own unless somebody told them. Like those things go a long way for clients, especially like newer competitors that maybe it's their first show, second or third, but you have like this background information of, okay, when they tell you start pumping, like don't start pumping it because you probably got like another hour. You know what I mean? Like just stuff like that. Like they wouldn't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't pump until you're lined up.
Yeah. Don't pump until you're lined up. And like,
Okay.
so those are the things that I think personal experience, as well as like something, a course like J3U. And my third big resource would be, well, if you work with a good ass coach, use them. Like, use them as a fucking resource. Ask questions. Don't be a dick about it. Don't make it seem like you're questioning somebody, but if you genuinely say to your coach, hey, I am literally just curious why this or that. I'm not questioning you, because you know how some people can come off as they're like questioning you, and then you might feel like they don't trust you or whatnot. But if you genuinely nicely like, hey, I'm just genuinely curious, I want to learn, your coach shouldn't have a problem telling you why we're doing what we're doing and what is the reasoning behind something like that. They should be able to explain that to you. And that's a huge resource in its own, because then you can connect all the dots together. My body was doing this, so my coach did this. I get it. A, plus B equals C. You know what I mean? So your coach, J3U, and personal experience. Those are the big things for me.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's literally what I'd say. Either spend the money to get the knowledge to be able to coach people right out the gate, or go through a couple either yourself, because that kind of happened to me. I went through a lot of preps where I kind of was prepping myself, and I learned through a lot of trial and error. And then I had someone first come ask me for help, and that became my first prep client, and kind of built off of that. So
for sure. And then Google University, obviously.
yeah.
And
Google's always right.
I go Reddit for a lot of my information. Like, I spent a lot of time learning stuff on there.
Yeah, Reddit. Yeah, just it's my only problem is like, if somebody in prep that's going off the rails, let's say like they're losing their mind, they pull up Google University and they're like, well, Google University says we should be doing this, coach. And I'm like, well, Google University doesn't have all your background information, has not been coaching you for 12 weeks of a prep already, and doesn't know the ins and outs of your body at the moment.
That
so Google
is one
University
thing that drives me nuts. Well, my buddy said, or like, yo, this guy's competed like 3 times, and he said that we should. Is your buddy a fucking IFBB pro coach? No, get the fuck out of my face with that. Oh, that pisses me off so much.
Oh, it's one of my pet peeves. Like, it's funny. One of my questions on here is like, what's some of your biggest pet peeves in the fitness industry? So that could go for a later one, but yeah, like it's almost, you don't want to come off as a dick when you're coaching, but sometimes you almost have to. And you're like, hey, let me bring you down to planet Earth. You've been listening to me for 14 weeks, and and we've gotten this far, and then the last 2 weeks you're going to tell me about what your fucking buddy that's trend out at the gym and trains 17 times a week knows better than me. Like, weird. Like, why would you trust that person over me?
And just to go off of that, in my own personal experience, to show you guys this happens at different levels in different ways, is I had someone else coaching me in my last show, and about 4 weeks out, I had some big time coach who's like old school bodybuilder, Hall of Famer, whatever you want to call him, looked at me and kind of questioned my conditioning. And that made me then question my coach, and made me do some stuff that I shouldn't have, made us bump heads. So it can happen different levels. Don't let other influences get in your head at the end. Listen to your coach. They know what you look like a week out. They know what you look like the morning of. Like, me and Marsell were literally talking about this yesterday after our podcast. So it's like, that's funny that this is all kind of relating.
Sure. And it's like, if a coach with less experience starts recommending something to you, like, I find this is an issue where my clients will be like, well, hey, this coach said this. And it's like, dude, like, look at my clients and look at their clients. Like, look at you right now compared to their clients. Like, come on.
But even just that, man, if you hired a coach in the first place, just kind of give him faith, even if he is newer. And like, I mean, you just kind of, again, don't let the influences get to you. If you guys are already building off something and you had something you're looking at and you're happy about, don't let the last couple of weeks when we all have prep goggles get to you, because we all like looked like shit.
Yeah. And then the other side of that is like, also as a competitor, like, if you don't trust your coach and your coach has given you every single reason not to trust him, you should probably go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the other hand of the stick. Like, if you don't trust me for whatever I did and we can't get on the same page, and you tell me that, I got no problem with that. I'll say, okay, respectable. Cool. We're not on the same page. I wish you nothing but luck. No ill feelings. That's fine. Because as a competitor, as you guys know, like, trusting your coach and trusting the guy that's calling the shots and being able to stay calm because you know you're in good hands goes so freaking far, bringing good physique to the stage. Like, if somebody's got no worries all prep long, it's like, shit's going south, whatever, my digestion's shit, I can't sleep, whatever, but your coach is proactive about it and is doing things about it, and you're like, it's cool though, I'm in good hands. like that goes a long way in my opinion. Being able to just fully let go of those reins and being like, okay, he's got me, we're good, or she's got me, we're good. You know what I mean? So other side of that is if you're not comfortable with your coach, don't argue with him. State your point, and then if you guys still are not on the same page and you don't trust them, you should probably look for somebody that's right for you, because that's going to be different for everybody.
Those issues should probably be hammered out in the first couple of weeks, though, in general.
For sure.
I feel like if you're not clicking with your coach, it's usually. I've had like 2 clients that signed up and it just didn't work. 2 clients the last couple of months that signed up, just didn't work out. Just gave them a refund, cut it, just whatever.
Yeah.
And what I would add to that too is don't also, when you go to another coach, do it like in a respectful way. Even if you don't like the person, just say, hey, I'm going to move on. That's one thing that's a kind of pet peeve for me, is when people just leave without saying anything and you invested in them for even like months, if not years. It's like, man, really? You can't even like just say like, hey, I want to move on, try
just
somebody
ghost you.
else. Yeah, it's just like, obviously that kind of like a relationship thing, I guess, too, right? People just get ghosted sometimes. So I guess it's just the nature of the culture nowadays.
Yeah, I've gotten that, like where somebody just leaves you on scene. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
send them an updated plan and they just don't answer, and then you never talk to them again.
Cool.
Cool.
And you see the next time they post something, they tag somebody else. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. Just be upfront about it.
Yep. Let's see. So I got a good amount of questions, and then funny enough, either someone's trolling us or one of my clients fucking with me. But I'm getting shit like, my friends have a crush on you. Pose naked. So maybe that's a request for all of us. I don't know if you guys are down, but DM us separately.
I am doing the podcast in my underwear right now. Like, you can't see. Like, it was funny because I just got done training and like I just put on a shirt and I just said, I'm like, nobody fucking sees me. So
Joke's on you. Noble does it with just a shirt on.
Oh, there you go.
I'm actually formal. I'm in jeans today. I'm chilling over here.
Me too, though. Me too. Actually, I just got back from church, so I'm in my jeans too. Funny enough.
Yeah, I was at the dog over here. So. Yeah. All right, what's our next question? What we got?
So then obviously let's start off with rating our own physiques. I'll volunteer myself to go first. I will rate myself first, and I'll let you guys go.
Cool.
Let's see. Share screen. Oops.
Now, are we rating physique on the amateur level, pro level?
I guess amateur level, because I mean, that's what we're trying to attract more. So let's try to. Let's see, me exit out real quick. Sorry. Okay. So this is about a couple weeks out from my first show. And like I was talking earlier, the only reason I want to bring this up is this was the look I feel like I should have kept coming down slowly off of, and it would have been a better look for USA's. But because I rushed it, I flattened myself out, kind of ruined my look. But I just want to kind of rate this physique. In my opinion, was the best physique I had. I would say I'm like a 7 out of 10 at the amateur rank. I say I still need a lot more legs, chest, and biceps.
Okay. So yeah, so this is probably like the fullest and leanest I've seen you is in that video, where it's like, it's a good package. If you could have kept that fullness and obviously come down with just a little bit more body fat, you would have been a lot better. I think what happened is like you ran yourself into the ground and you didn't give yourself time to rinse off that fatigue that, you need like I would say 2 weeks of before a show of just slowly tapering cardio, slowly reintroducing food, letting the inflammation come down. You know what I mean? Just letting your body come back to life in a leaner state. That would have done you pretty well. Yeah, I think if you bring in some more quad sweep and get wider through the back, you would do well. You just need more quad sweep, wider through the back, and yeah, keep that waist tight. You know what I mean? Keep that waist the way it is and just grow everything else around it.
Perfect. No, I agree with you. And then I just wanted to pull up the physique that I ended up having presenting for my stage.
Did you take any diuretics?
For the Dennis James, I did. Dennis James, I took half a Diazide. This one was just alcohol the night before and then not drinking any water the morning of, which I think kind of left me looking flat too. Not drinking anything the morning of. I feel like I almost had like the same diuretic type effect, because I've done that with diuretics in the past.
For sure.
And I didn't like how it flattened me out. But
water is a delivery source for the nutrients, so you need some water in there.
Yeah, especially when you introduce the Diazide. But like I said, this one was no Diazide. This was just me trying to dehydrate naturally. Taking a shot the night before.
Yeah, man. If you get wider through the back, get a bigger quad sweep. You
That's
just have a big
unbelievable.
frame. You know what I mean? You got a long frame, both this way and this way. You got a long frame. You just got a lot of space on you. So
Yes,
How
sir.
far were you under your cap?
About 10 pounds.
I mean, you could have been 5 pounds lighter too, so you got 50
yeah,
pounds left.
Yeah.
Go room.
Yeah, no, I need to be like significantly bigger. I said I give myself a 7 out of 10. What do you would say though, Marcel, out of like the scale?
at the amateur level,
Mhm.
see, this physique is different than the one we just saw too. That's like this physique is a little bit more streamlined here.
Mhm.
A little bit tighter, but definitely more streamlined. A little, not as much pop to you.
Mhm.
At the amateur level, yeah, I would agree with a 7 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Noble.
just, I think you, I think if you were a little bit further ahead earlier
Mhm.
to get more condition, like you were planning for what that was USA's,
Mhm.
right? And then you gave yourself 2 weeks from that point to come back to life, rinse off the fatigue, let your body come in fresh, crisp, and slowly fill out your physique. I think that would have been a better way to go. Is just I think the problem was just time management, having enough time to do that, because people forget about that part a lot of time. Like, okay, I got 16 weeks to get in shape. I could get in killer shape, but I do strongly believe that you need, like, in an ideal world, be ready 2 weeks out and then rinse off that fatigue for 2 weeks. Like, if you have time to do that, like, you can nail that look, because you can literally just coast into a show. You don't have to do any crazy carb ups, any crazy water salt manipulations. It's literally just managing the physique and the fatigue into the show. And that's like world's best case scenario, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, and I was so stupid about it, man. I was like, at the last week, I was literally doing like 2 hours worth of cardio. You know what I mean? Trying to bring my glutes in, which my
Yeah.
glutes would have never came in. So I was
Here's
like, I
the
don't
thing though,
know.
like, you don't have to have shredded glutes to
You
do
don't, yeah.
well.
No, you
Like, a
don't.
lot of the times, like, what happens is people chase that shredded glute look,
And they
right?
lose
They
everything
might
else.
get it, but then they lose all these other body parts, right? And then it takes away from their look. It's like, okay, cool, you got your glutes shredded, but everything else went away. And that, I would feel like, for most people, would take away from the entire look, right? It's all about bringing the right package, like the right combo of being lean but still being full and having great shape to you. And I feel like if you push too hard sometimes to get like those shredded glutes, because that's like every bodybuilder's dream is like come in with like fucking walnut almond shredded glutes.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case for everybody.
I agree with you 100%. I was just blind. I was blind to it, man. Prep goggles again for me. I was a victim of it.
Yeah,
People's opinions got to my head and I fucked up. So learning
yeah,
experience for me.
for sure.
Noble.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything because of the drama that I was going through at the time, but I was like, this dude's not leaning up right now. But that was like 12 weeks out at the start of it, but I was like, I don't want to cause any more problems, but I was like, okay, I mean, I know we can pull it together really quick, but yeah, if you would have just been leaner at the start of it, then coasted into it, I think it would have been, because I mean, you pulled out the conditioning at the end there.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I have to agree with what you guys have said so far, just coming in a little bit sharper earlier. But I
Mhm.
mean, you live in and you learn, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look like this, how many weeks out was this right here?
That one was like that two from the first one. So like 6, 7 from USA's.
Yeah, and I think probably just prepping for all those shows beforehand, just
Yeah.
bouncing up and down to get ready for those. I mean, you hit the conditioning and then you had your peak week and filled back up, and then you got the conditioning again, burnt out your CNS, burnt out your other nervous
And like I
system.
said, man, I was chasing glutes like an idiot, like I said, for no reason, and it just
I've
ruined everything
never
else.
had
So
shredded glutes. I just pull my classic trunks
yeah.
down over my butt. I tell all my competitors, any of the guys that have loose skin, I say tuck the skin inside the trunks. Any of the guys that don't have shredded glutes, I say pull the trunks down over your butt. They can't see it, they can't judge it.
You know what's a cool trick? Take your trunks, right? Like your classic trunks, use bikini bite. So put
Yeah.
them on the bottom of like where your skin is, bikini bite it, literally glue that shit to your ass and pull them up higher, and it pulls up that skin a little bit.
Yeah, that's genius.
Yeah.
That's genius.
That's what I've had people do before, and it works really well actually. If you literally glue your trunks to your ass and then pull them up.
Yeah, that's smart. I can't believe I haven't thought about that. That's actually genius.
See, there you go. You know what I
So
mean? You live and you learn every day.
So
I'm
we
out
got
here getting my clear nail polish and gluing my bikini trunks to my butt. Like,
That's it. That's it.
so I said 7 out of 10. Marsell 7 out of 10. Noble.
8 out of 10, because I think if you put on 10 good pounds and drop 10 pounds of fat, like look at
Oh,
it.
you'd be
If you
crazy.
just build up a little bit more thickness on that back there and you bring up
Yeah.
the adductors a little bit, adjust the posing, come in leaner, you're gonna have it.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if you
Making me blush, bro. Stop.
Oh, yeah. I'd be surprised if you compete next year if you don't go pro. But then again,
No.
it's all about who shows up. You know, you could have
Yeah, definitely not not next year. 2025 would be the earliest, and that'd be the end of
You
the
gotta
year.
have a
So
perfect storm at nationals. It's like everything has to go fucking right that day.
yep. Perfect. All right, let's do who wants to go next?
well, we can do me just coming out of my 9 months of hiatus being on gear, or we can do the guy who just won overall at a show.
Oh yeah, and I should add that was my physique before my injury, guys. So
Yeah.
I'm in the rebuilding phase right now. I'm enjoying this shit right now.
Mickey D's.
Chicken nuggets.
I'm just surviving on
And pull this one up.
coffee.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I got my coffee too. Shout out to my little sister. I left it in my car. That's why I had to text her. I was like, "Hey, can you go get in my car?" I was giving her
Yeah,
a
my
sign
wife
language. I
just
was
filled
like,
me up. She came back. She came in there and filled me up again. I was like, I need more coffee for this shit.
But yeah, we caught you post workout, so you're probably coming down. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be good. I'll be good.
Yeah. So
solid.
So this was Noble, like he said, taking his hiatus, taking some time off, living some life, eating some good food, getting married, all that good stuff.
Oh, you got married?
no,
Or engaged. Sorry, engaged.
We've been engaged since December of last year, and I was giving a ring as my Christmas present. So thank you, Lexi. Love you very much. So yes, we wear rings. We're supposed to get married next year.
Hey, to make you feel better, when me and my wife got engaged, I wore a ring too before we got married. So
yeah, I mean, I have no problem with it. I only do the rubber ones though. I don't like the metal ones. It's driving me nuts. And like my grandfather owns a medical manufacturing company. Actually, he just died. Never mind. I guess my grandmother owns a medical manufacturing company, which means my entire line of my father's side is machinists. You ever heard the term degloving? Do you know what that is?
Degloving? No, can't say that.
Degloving. Okay. So if you're watching this, do not Google this. Don't go to the images.
Fuck.
It's when a ring gets caught on a piece of equipment and the ring gets pulled off, but it goes against the muscle and the tissue and it completely rips everything off your hand except the bone. So you'll see like your entire, like your finger will get ripped off, like the ligaments and tendons sometimes will come out. So I have this like innate fear of having my finger ripped off. So I just wear rubber ones.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Jesus Christ.
I mean, a 500-pound deadlift, you think 500 pounds, you know, your ring gets caught on it somehow, it's not gonna rip your finger off.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, fuck.
500 pounds will tear that finger right off, man.
Oh, he's looking it up. He's looking it up.
You looked it up?
I think if I look at it,
I did.
we might get censored, so I won't look it up on
Don't
the share
look at
screen.
it, it's so bad.
Dude, all right, just so I can describe it, this guy's skin is like from here, from his wrist, literally pulled down.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened from there?
Well, I
so
mean,
what gets caught there?
Your watch.
I think I don't know. I think I don't know if it was. Well, he's got some stuff on his ring too, but it's literally something must have pulled it, and then it just his skin must have cracked right, and it literally looks like a glove, skin glove came off of his.
I mean, if the ring gets caught on the bone and it pulls the bone off, the tendons are connected all the way through the bones. It'll pull the tendons from your forearm. It'll rip the tendons, and you'll have two tendons attached to your finger up here. Like, yeah. So I'm okay with this nice.
Yeah, I kid you not. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I passed out once in church when they were showing our pastor that got hit by a boulder, and they're showing us pictures of that. Okay, so we keep talking. I might pass out, and you might do the Zoom without me.
No, I got you, dude. Like, check our Instagram chat.
No, dude, I can't. No. I'm telling you that, dude.
Come on.
I'll check it out.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's see.
Yeah, so anyways, this right here is 10 weeks. The pictures
on
the left, I went through.
That's disgusting.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that's literally a glove coming off of your hand. That's a meat glove coming off of a human being.
Let's just taste some chicken nuggets again.
Really? Okay.
All right. Let's go back to this one real quick. All right, Noble. From these front shots, is there any back shot you have recently in here or no?
I
think only your story, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if I post them all. I'll send the pictures to this group chat if you want to pull. Actually, don't pull up the chat. because it'll pull up a picture of a
Oh,
blood
yeah,
basket.
yeah. I mean,
Also,
it's in your story, right?
I don't think I posted all of them in my story.
No, but your front and back, which is the important ones.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
There, yeah.
Luis, I'll just send it in the chat real quick so you can pull them up larger for here.
All right. Well, I don't know how to zoom in, so don't put that pressure on me.
I just sent it to you. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All
Let's
right.
just go off your profile. Let's just do that. All right.
Whatever, it's fine. Okay. So yeah, this is 10 weeks. On the left, I had just been coming out of like this horrible depression and like months and months and months of going through it. I had come off of everything kind of in March after Ramiko won the Arnold. The reason for that is like, I don't know, like I was out there and I was like not super motivated to be out there. I was kind of like losing my passion for it. My other businesses were taking off. And I ran up to, I remember it was like Matt Jansen was walking by outside of, you know, that blue hoodie I wear all the time that says Titans Gym on it, or it says whatever, Pros Gym.
Mhm.
I just went there and I walked outside and I saw Matt Jansen and Nick Walker walking down, right? They're just like walking by the gym. And I was like, oh my fucking God, no way. So full speed, I run over and I'm like, what's up, Matt? How you doing, man? Do you remember me? And he's like, of course I remember you. And I was like, awesome. I was like, you know what? I got my pro card for this kid at this last show and I'm going for another pro card. Check my guy out. And he like just looks at me and he's like, have a good day, man. And he just blows past and walks away. And I was like, oh, and it was, and I'm sure he gets bugged all the time, and I don't think Nick Walker was in a very good mood, so I was probably just some annoying fanboy. But I was like, damn, dude, that kind of crushes a little bit.
That's rough, man. Still, like,
He's cool.
I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you
Yeah.
guys after the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say one live because I don't give a shit about these people. So one time in 2020, LA Fit Expo, we're walking through the streets. I see Sean Ray with Kevin Levrone, right? I get excited. My client gets excited. Let's go get some pictures. We run up to them. My client asks Sean Ray, hey, can we snap a picture with you guys? Sean Ray says, hurry up. I was like, I'm good. My dumb client was like, oh, snap a picture of me with him. And I was like, so I snapped a picture of him with them, but I didn't take one myself. So I was like, fuck that, dude. If it's that hard for you to take a picture with a fan, then when you're just a bodybuilder and you look like shit now and you're old, fuck you. Sorry.
Isn't it crazy how quick like our opinion can change of somebody? Like how quickly like that person could go from I look up to this dude like no other, or this person like no other, and then all of a sudden you're like, go fuck yourself. You know, like go fuck yourself. I don't care what you did, you know, how you got there. Fuck you.
Yeah. There's a couple people for sure that have. But anyways, that happened like back in March and kind of like, you know, went on the next day, won the only pro card in bodybuilding for the whole show. And I remember when he won, I was just like, I really don't care anymore. It was kind of like at that point, I was like, all right, my business, my coaching started to go downhill, depression, lost a whole bunch of money, businesses failed. So I stopped training from March. I lost 45 pounds. And then me on the left, I got a little bit fatter, stopped really working out. So this 10 weeks was me getting back into it completely. And then I just finished 3 weeks of 800 tests, 400 Masteron, and then Anadrol. So, I mean, the transition from like leaning out was pretty solid, but now I'm like getting the shape back.
Yeah.
It's crazy. On the left, that's like you haven't worked out and done nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I was like hitting the gym like 2 or 3 times a week. I wasn't really following a diet. I was only training arms, like as you can tell.
No, I was gonna say like it's crazy because you don't look bad in that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you say you haven't been doing shit, like you were eating like shit. You still don't look bad in that left one. So that's
a lot of genetics.
Yeah, like if you look at the foundation he had before, like he's had moments, man, where this guy's looked fucking great, where he's been borderline, in my opinion, be able to go battle at a national show. Yeah, he hasn't done a national show yet, but that's for other reasons. And but look, here's actually more right before I think he stopped. Like you just see the width on his lats. You know what I'm saying? Like
wide lats, big arms.
Yeah, I think for him too, a little bit more wheels, a little bit more triceps, maybe just to make that front double flow a little more because the biceps are strong. But his lats, they flow so nicely, and that's all I'd say, man. I think I'd give you like a 8.5.
Yeah, at the amateur level, like from what I'm seeing, well, if we're talking about what you were, obviously not now, I would give you a 9.
Yeah, I feel. I mean, this was my biggest year. I was 235.
Look at those legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to that, but just a little bit. I was so fucking big, bro.
That young noble.
Yeah, it was my first show.
Men's physique noble.
Yeah, look at that.
My legs were bigger than any other body part by far. My legs were so
That's
big.
how I was for a long time.
Yeah. I could just never bench a lot of weight, so I didn't really care, but I could squat a shit ton of weight.
I think I just competed against that one guy, the one on the right.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh.
no, the on his profile. Yeah, that guy right there.
Oh,
Oh,
Larry?
Laren.
you
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
I think I saw him on stage, right?
He
Yeah.
took second in heavyweights. And
Yeah. I've seen him. Okay, cool. I thought I was going crazy. My bad. But yeah, no, if
Good
honestly,
catch.
if you could grow some more quad sweep because
Yeah.
just because your arms are so
And his
dominant.
lats are so wide too.
Yeah, and I would love to see some more adductors on you.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you could get more adductor, bigger quad sweep, dude, like
I mean, how much room did you have for your classic cutoff, Noble?
No, bro, I got like 25
Oh.
pounds.
Oh, yeah. See, so he
Yeah.
could put it on.
dude,
Yeah.
yeah, no problem, man. Like
Classics. Yeah, it's a good division.
yeah,
because
you
still
bring
have so
that
much room.
back, bring that condition.
I think my problem though is just my hamstrings. I don't know if you know this, but before the AZ Open, 3 weeks out, I tore my right hamstring.
Ugh,
Yeah,
yes.
I still competed, still won the class, but like I haven't been able to train it with full intensity.
Yeah.
So I mean, my front picks look good, my back shots look good, but then my side chest, like if you look at a picture of my side chest, there is zero sweep whatsoever. There's no
Is it
drop.
because it's like torn up into like your glute or something? The
I just
hamstring
haven't
itself?
been able to train it as hard as I've.
Oh, so you just can't develop it to be thicker. Okay.
I was doing 185 pound stiff leg deadlift. So now every time I go to like do any sort of like hip hinging barbell movement, I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna snap again. So I'm doing my best. I do a lot of seated leg curls and lying leg curls, but I tend to stay off anything that puts tension on the hamstring and an extended range of motion like that. So no dumbbell RDLs, no RDLs.
Yeah, I think a good year off season though, you'll be there, man. You'll be there battling for pro card.
For sure. Yeah, if you bring that back, you bring the condition. There's lights out.
Right. Now let's look at the best
Mr. Marsell. Yeah, for sure.
If you guys want, I just posted my today's pictures. If you don't,
These?
yeah,
on your story?
Yeah, this is today.
Oh, this is today.
Okay, so we'll go off of the most recent, obviously. This is him post show, so he still has the conditioning, obviously, and he's a little fuller. He's probably eating a little bit.
What was my weight? My stage weight?
Yeah.
After my stomach got normal, and we hit stage at like 188.
Okay, so light heavy is what you're trying for?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do classic too for sure.
Okay.
Because my cutoff for classic, the new one is gonna be 194, and my light heavy is 197. So that's like as close as you can have it. That's almost perfect if you want to try and do both.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but here obviously this is with no PEDs or anything. Everything's out.
Yeah.
This is just purely diet and some light training.
Maintaining the conditioning from the show.
Yeah, basically.
And the lingering effects of the
yeah, lingering effects like that. This is 3.5 pounds up from stage. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it is what it is.
Where do you see yourself improving here?
More quad, more adductor. That's for sure.
Did you say more quad?
Yeah, more quad and more adductor. I want to close that thigh.
Adductor, okay, I could see. Quad,
yeah, more quad, more adductor. I want to be a bit more fuller throughout my chest and my shoulders. I need better arms. My chest and my shoulders do look a little downsized in those shots from what it was on stage for sure. But I think that's just some of the like nitrogen retention and stuff coming down.
I think in this shot, I think so far your front lat spread is your strongest and your front double is your weakest.
Yeah.
I think you need to pull more of that lat out there, more major, more lats, and then build your arm.
I think it's also the way he's posing it though.
Yeah, you can go look at my routine from the show and you'll see the difference in the look. Like keep going down, no, up or down, up. Yeah, I would say up. Oh, so go down here. How about that? Go down. So that most muscular right there. Yeah, this is, you see the difference here. Like this is 2 weeks out from the show.
Yeah. Do you do a front double here?
Probably. I don't remember. Oh, 8 days out. That's 8 days out. I'll I have a bunch of pictures there, so or on my profile. So
That looks nasty, bro.
yeah, so you see the difference in the physique. Like obviously now, like I'm post show, I'm not training as hard. I'm just trying to keep as much condition as I can. Because you know how it is, I'm going on a fucking Dominican Republic vacation for the next 8 days. So
That's wild.
I feel like even if you threw your conditioning, you'd still be the leanest guy within a mile of that ship, my friend.
yeah, see that was my ab and thigh. Like that was, oh, that's on stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you dominated this.
So what do you give yourself, Marsell?
I'm like a 6.
I'm gonna say 9. I think if you bring up the arms and if you bring up the lats and your front shots, I think 9.5.
Yeah.
Marcel, no, I'm not. You can't give you can't give yourself a less score than me. Like, come on.
But here's the thing, like that about me now after yesterday's conversation. Like that's just how I see myself. Like that's not me being humble.
No,
like,
no, I know. But look at it this way also too. If you're saying I'm a 7 out of 10, and we all know you're more complete than me, you're closer to being more ready in any type of aspect, classic bodybuilding, whatever. So you have to be above me, in my opinion. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Okay, I'll give myself a 7 then. I'll go with a 7. Okay. Now go to close that and then go to my actual posing routine because I feel like that's the best what I have right now. Go down a little bit, I think. Keep going, keep going. No, it's up. Up.
It's not the one this right in here?
Is that a video? No.
Oh, no, it's just a picture.
That's just the overall go up. Oh, it's
pinned.
pinned.
It's in your pinned, yeah. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. So you'll be able to see somewhat of what I looked like because there's like the screen behind me kind of shows the shape.
No, yeah, dude. But I give you a 9.5. I think you need more arms and more adductors
for sure
in your set.
Yeah, my arms,
in my opinion.
Yeah, my arms have always fucking sucked, and they're just starting to kind of come up, but like they've still sucked. They've always sucked.
Well, I also think it's just because you're so wide, and then because when you do that vacuum, everything just looks like so crazy that you just need better arms. It's just the the flow and everything. But I don't think your arms are that weak. I think it's more the
according
to you see the triceps right there. I mean,
yeah. According to Chris and according to the judges, I need more back and I just need more posterior chain, basically what they said. So fill out the glutes, a little bit thicker through the back. They said condition was good, could be better for sure. My condition could be way better. I know that.
Who else on stage was even close to having?
I was like, I don't know about way better, but sure. I'd say maybe
5%. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I say you're about 95 point.
Dude, after prejudging, we went back to the hotel room. I looked at Michelle. I was like, dude, I just got my ass whooped. Like, okay, like probably not, but I'm like, legit, just got my ass whooped. So,
yeah, another like 2 or 3 pounds of fat just kind of sitting on there, but it could also be water. I mean,
this is post show. This is already third check-in post show right there.
Oh yeah, so
yeah, this is post show.
No, stage ready. You could tell your glutes were pretty much in. Like, I would say you're 5% of being perfect in my opinion. From a conditioning aspect, not perfect in your muscularity and all that. Like I said, you just need more arms, more adductors, and I think you'd be go get your pro card. But
that having better conditioning would have mattered though if this were a national show. I think this conditioning I think there's a threshold of conditioning that you need to hit, and I think that you surpassed the threshold. There's like peeled, as long as you can get to like where you were in this show.
Look at the low back and shit. Yeah, the insertions.
Leaner would have.
Once I turn to the back here, you'll be able to tell.
Yeah, look at that Christmas tree.
Yeah,
all that.
I think the conditioning was
the hamstrings are ropes. The only thing he has is a little bit in the glutes, but it's only on
that's
like
that's always my trouble area. Is
but barely, bro. Look at that. Look at the quads, the adductors, the hips, the stomach. There's like abs 24/7. Yeah, no. All right, but I said 9.5. Noble said 9, and then of course Marsell gave himself 7.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
I need a few more years. If I could get like 2-3 more years of solid growth and just like polishing it up, I could be decent. But I need a bit more time.
I mean, you got to go. I mean, since you're a light heavy, you got to go against guys that are trying to get to 198, whereas you were pounds under that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
right. And then obviously we did this now, guys. So hopefully this opens the avenue to other people out there, other competitors. we'll not try and be harsh. We're gonna just be as honest. Obviously, you guys heard me say about myself. You heard Marsell. I mean, how honest he is with himself. He's just, I think, a really harsh critic of himself. But
Yeah.
yeah,
A little
it's,
bit, a little harsh.
all
Yeah.
right, guys.
That's just how I've been my whole life
Yeah.
with myself. You know what I mean? That's just,
And you should be like that to a degree. You know what I mean? But yeah. So
All right,
all
let's
right,
run
let's
it.
go next question.
Question number 3 out of 10.
Yeah, no, we just spent like, what, 40 minutes doing that?
It's like, yeah, we're doing like 30 minutes.
But that's gonna be the longest. Some of these are kind of stupid, and I think they're funny. I know both of you guys are in relationships though, so I don't know if you're gonna answer this one. I'll answer this one myself, and then I'll let you guys say you want to.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill. Oprah, Judge Judy, former porn star.
Former porn star. No name, just former porn star.
I guess it could be your favorite former porn star. If that makes it trickier. I'll go. So Mary, I think Oprah, because she's like rich as shit, right? She'll take care of me.
Set.
So yeah, I could bodybuild 24/7, get stem cells everywhere. You know, I'll be like brand new.
Yeah, she'll call you honey. She'll make you, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she made me feel good. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I was like, I shouldn't say this, but fuck it. I was like, I tend to get hit on a lot more by black women. They appreciate muscle, so something's to be said there. And then, fuck, I mean, former porn star, kill Judge Judy. So
sorry, Judge Judy. I feel like that's gonna be pretty.
How do you have heart to kill an old grandma that's just fucking?
Well, I ain't gonna fuck her.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm with you on that.
Next one.
I would vary my answers. It's pretty.
And obviously, this person, I think this is one of my clients because they watch like the other podcasts, the Fool Ad and all them.
Yeah.
And like, so they do that fuck, marry, kill a lot. And this next one is it gay to enjoy butt play? They're back to back. So it's probably the same person that submitted that question.
So is it gay to enjoy a butt plug?
Butt plug, I guess. Maybe they meant plug. This is play.
I mean, to each their own, I guess. Like, who am I to judge who?
Yeah, no, I don't think
enjoys what.
Yeah, no, unless you're, I mean, getting a guy's penis in there, then yeah, you're probably gay, most likely. But if it's a toy, I mean, yeah, I mean, if that floats your boat, yeah.
Wait, hold on. So, Derek, are you answering the last question?
How do you answer that? I don't fucking know.
No, the fuck, marry, kill. The fuck.
Oh, he kind of agreed.
Yeah, it just that was pretty easy consensus.
Pretty straightforward on that one.
You become a billionaire, you don't have to have sex with an old grandma judge. You have sex with a porn star. I feel like
I should ask my wife how I would answer that question.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Hey, babe.
Oh, this is great.
Babe.
This is awesome.
I'm curious how she thinks.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic.
My house is so fucking big that like she won't hear me.
You had a call.
That was a total joke. I mean, I was
about to say goals, but okay.
No.
I was like, I could yell on the neighbor.
Are you
hear
sleeping?
Me.
Yes.
We need your help. Come here for a second.
She can answer to the phone too, if that's easier for her.
Or you can answer to the phone if you want.
Yeah, I heard that pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question, right? It's a fuck, marry, kill. Okay. It's Judge Judy, Oprah, and
she's dead.
And favorite porn star.
I don't have one.
No. You're supposed to answer it how you think I would answer it.
Oh. Who the fuck is your favorite porn star?
No, it doesn't matter. Just the porn star. It doesn't matter favorite porn star.
That's why I didn't answer the question.
Okay, you'd kill off Oprah. Judge Judy's a badass, so you'd marry her. And you'd just fuck a porn star once, because she's probably already used up anyways.
She's pretty close.
Not bad. Okay, not bad. I would just flop Judge Judy and Oprah because Oprah's loaded, so I would take that one.
She's fucking racist. You'd be her slave.
Oh, babe, come on. We're on a podcast.
Whatever. It's white. You're white. You're white. It's not racist.
Love you. Bye.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She was close.
Oh, that's goals though, right there. A relationship like that.
There we have it.
But back to the, is it gay to enjoy butt play? So
To each their own. I don't care.
I guess if it's a penis or shaped like a penis, you're probably gay. Probably, I want to say.
Yeah, like probably. I would agree with that, but I try to be a
open-minded, yes, as well.
So hey, if it's up your alley, it's up your alley. I don't care.
I would say naturally, as a man, nothing goes in your butt. So if anything is going in your butt, gay tendencies to it.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. I don't like any of that.
Doesn't mean you're gay. But
me neither.
If the
not a finger, not a tongue. No, please no.
Dude, I had to get colonics and every like 3 days, the like for like 5 weeks of my prep, bro.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like a full on like tube and everything, or what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, don't, as guys, what, like age 35, we have to start getting where like they put your finger prostate
exams.
Or is it
You've
40?
Never got a prostate exam?
I haven't yet. I just turned 30 though.
Not fun. Yeah, same. But I mean, I've had a physical and they checked my prostate.
Oh shit. Okay, I did a physical last year and they didn't do that.
Yeah, well, it was like I did a very like thorough
Marsell.
like heart scan. No,
I was
heart
kidding.
No, it's weird, man. It is.
Doctor was like, "Hey, we just need to check something real quick."
Yeah, are you gonna put Vaseline on that, dude? Come on. Oh man.
Okay, next question. Those are fun. This one I talked about pet peeves earlier. Pet peeves, but in the gym.
Huh.
Just in the gym.
Oh, I got one.
Go, Marsell.
Okay, you go to a urinal, right, to take a fucking piss. Okay, for one. Why is your fucking phone in your hand while you're pissing?
I do that.
Okay.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Two, why the fuck are you spitting your gum into the urinal? Somebody has to take that out for you. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up. No, never.
Those are my two pet peeves. When I go to pee and I see gum in there, I'm like, whose thought process was like, I'm just going to spit this in there and somebody has to go in and clean it up after me.
Yeah, no, you're a piece of shit. You do that.
You're a piece of
but
shit.
The other one, no, go ahead.
It's like not putting away your fucking shopping cart after shopping. Like they have to hire a person to do what you're supposed to do.
No, yeah, you're a piece of shit.
Right? Shopping cart, you're a piece of shit.
I was just gonna add. Do you notice there's like an insanely amount of pubes? Like, how's that happen? Do you guys' pubes just fall out too, or?
I don't know.
I've never had pubes just come out when I pee, and then I see them all over the urinal. So it's like, how the fuck does that happen? Does someone shave on like
1,000 fucking dudes in a row using the same urinal?
Yeah, but I just don't know how that happens.
But still, can you imagine me like, I'm gonna spit
the gum is worse. Yeah, you're not a piece of shit about the pube. I can see being an accident, but I'm just saying that's just kind of weird. I was like, how's that happen? But
those are my gym pet peeves. Like, don't try to dap me up after you piss either. Like, that's weird. It happened to me the other day. The guy pees like, "Whoa, what's up, Marsell?" And I'm like, and he's like, and I'm like,
that little COVID, what's up, the elbows?
What's up, bro?
I think my pet peeves for the gym, what really irritates me, I think when two people share two pieces of equipment and they're going back and forth between it, and neither of them, it's kind of one of those things where I'm a little bit more prejudiced than I should be against people that don't look like they work out. When I'm trying to train and you've been on the same piece of equipment and then you're cycling in and out of it, or you're changing your exercises consistently on it in a busy gym, or any sort of reason that you're taking equipment for an extended period of time and there's more than one person on it. So it's like back and forth between you know, using two pieces of equipment, or two people going back and forth between equipment. Like, you should be on a machine and done on the machine within 6 to 8 minutes. You should never be on a machine for more than 10 minutes, unless you're doing some sort of extremely extravagant, lengthened, multiple intensity, whatever workout. So it's like, if I'm trying to train and you have been on a specific machine for more than 8 minutes, get out of the fucking way. My workout is more important. It's just one of those things where it's like, okay, come on, like, there's no reason for you to be on this for this extended period of time. You like, go do something else. I think that drives me nuts the most.
I like it.
All good ones so far. For me, there's a couple. I'm just trying to narrow it down to one. Oh, me, okay. I work gyms too. I'm saying, go ahead.
I got one more good one. There's always, in every gym I go to, there's always one fucking guy who's got to be a fucking weirdo. He's either got to be the guy that's boxing obnoxiously, or the guy that's jump roping, or the guy that's taking the ball, the medicine ball, and he throws it at that little trampoline thing.
Yeah.
Like, I am very, very welcoming and open to everybody, except there's always that one guy. He's like doing like muscle ups, or he's doing like upside down, like hanging pull ups and stuff in the gym, or he's jump roping, or he's doing some crazy fucking workout that requires him to take up like an enormous amount of like space. Like, go somewhere else. Just
I don't
go
know.
somewhere else.
I kind of feel at home when I see one of those guys. It's like, okay, this is a good gym. This is like,
I can't stand it.
I've seen a guy on the elliptical where he puts both feet on one of the steppers, and he's just like, he does it all the time. Like, I see, it's like, what?
Yeah, it's just the boxing dude drives me nuts.
Yeah, the shadow boxing guy's a little bit, yeah, that's
Yeah.
especially
Go to
like
an
in
MMA
between. He's
gym.
doing it in between sets. In between
Go
sets.
to-
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, here's the thing, like there's a time and place for everything. Like
Yeah.
if the gym is dead, do your thing. I don't give a fuck. But
Yeah.
like if you're like going to a gym prime time, like 3 to 5 p.m., it's fucking slammed, every machine is taken. I feel like gym etiquette should be like taken up top notch. Like do your shit quick. You know, if somebody asks for a machine, no problem. I'll try to hurry up. Don't fucking sit on your phone in between sets. Just do what you want to do and do it as quickly as you can, but still so it's beneficial for you, because you know everybody has the right to use the equipment.
Yeah.
But goddamn, sometimes people are like, you know, my wife is a saint. She's like, come down. I'm like, bro,
I'm starting to fight.
I'm trying to get my workout done. No, I have a gym at home, so like the last like 3 weeks of a prep, like we ain't
Home
stepping
gym.
out.
No, I'm more like Marsell. I get pissed off when I see people on shit. Like I lose not my temper, but I'm definitely leaning towards like I want to say something to this person. So he's like, yo, man, come on. I'm not trying to start a fight, but like, come on, dude. Like literally, this happened when I was in the wheelchair. I wanted to get a pump. My mom says, hey, I'll take you. I'll push you around. I was like, okay, cool. We go. My mom, first of all, is wheeling me towards this machine. This guy sees me. He runs over to the machine, sits on it before I get to it, right? Okay, whatever. He beat me to it. I'm not gonna make a big deal. I mean, he was going at the same time. He's taking his sweet ass time. He sees me waiting for him. He's looking at his phone in between sets, looking down his phone, and looking down his phone. And I was like, man, I just lost it. And I said something, and my mom had to calm me down. And the reason I calmed down is because my mom was with me. So I was like, I'll fight this guy on one leg. Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
All he's got to do is run upstairs and you're done, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. There ain't no crush that's saving you from that.
you gotta pull the screen share down, so it's just.
Oh yeah, Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
there we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Okay,
Yeah,
Luis, pet peeves.
For me, I think they stem a lot from being a manager in gyms. So like slamming of weights for sure when that's like unnecessary. Especially re-racking, but the stacks too. When you see someone like doing a lap pull down, and then they'll go here, and then from the bottom here, they'll like either let go of it or just like swing it up and start. So it's just like, what's that for? I mean, yeah, but
I think the re-racking of the weights is actually could be one of my biggest ones. Like you're done with your shit. Like just fucking, if there's somebody that's waiting and you're like, you want me to leave this or do you want me to take this off? Cool. Right. Acceptable. But when you leave like fucking 3 plates on and then a fucking 60-year-old grandma wants to go on and use the machine, she has to unrack that. Like, what the fuck, man? Like just.
How do you feel about leaving one plate on the machines?
Depending on the machine, right? Like if that one plate is like a leg press, yeah, leave a fucking one plate on. Okay, no problem. If it's a shoulder press, what if a grandma sits down to shoulder press?
She should be able to fucking press 135, no problem.
Valid answer. Okay,
Yeah,
valid answer.
But honestly,
I'll
I would
take
say
that.
even with the leg press, no plates.
Really?
Yeah, just because
Yeah,
you don't know
in
the person that
general-
tries to go get it, you don't know if they can pull it off as easily. I know it's 45 pounds, but you should be able to walk in a gym, move with 45. But I'm also thinking of a scenario where this person's like in crutches, in like I don't know, whatever, and like no, I guess that doesn't make sense. But they're just limited in how much they can move and stuff, you know.
I guess there's levels of piece of shit. Like if you leave a plate on a leg press, like your level of piece of shit is on like the lower end of the spectrum, right?
I mean,
if you leave a plate on a
like,
bar, like okay, you're a piece of shit.
I leave the leg press plate on because it's like it's considerate, right? Like the next person coming over is going to be like, okay, like who's going to start with less than one plate? I think maybe I've seen 3 people in my entire life need less than one plate. Children, and then old like senior
Injuries.
Yeah, it's like okay. But yeah, I'm the same way. Like leaving 45s on like a bench press or something. If it's a if it's a barbell,
Yeah, take that
make
shit
the weights
off.
come off.
Yeah.
I think if it's a machine, I pretty typically leave one plate even on like shoulder presses and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's not like I wouldn't take it off, but it's like 99% of people are going to be like, okay, awesome, the weight's already on here, then start.
Yeah.
So it's convenient for 99% of the people that are going to use the machine versus the 1% that would be like, ugh. So
True,
yeah.
true.
Like I know Luis can't do one plate on shoulders, so we put 25s on to start, so he's part of that.
No, but honestly, I think the ratios are a little bit more than 99-1, dude. I think there's a lot of people can't even leg press one plate.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's way more majority of that.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. If you want to get technical, which leg press are we talking about? Are we talking about Cybex? Are we talking about Arsenal strength? Like
Yeah,
single leg,
Yeah,
double
no,
leg.
side by side.
But I mean, you gotta remember how deconditioned the regular person really is. And even the people that we see in the gym, even though a good chunk of them are deconditioned, they're already trying to do something about it. So they're probably not as bad as the people that don't show up don't show up at all.
True.
I can't believe we went through like 2 questions with the fucking share screen, first of all. Why didn't neither one of you catch me? You
I caught it at the end.
Well, here's the thing. I was just staring at the 2 little squares in the corner of my monitor.
Dude, me too, bro.
I'm like,
you know what's so sad? It's like I'm not eating high. Like, what the fuck?
What's the next question? What we got?
This one says favorite sports and why, but I want to skip that one. Just
Bodybuilding, fucking obviously.
Yeah, well, that too. But I think they meant outside from bodybuilding.
all
Favorite
right,
Christmas.
we can one word it. Outside of bodybuilding,
Okay.
favorite sport, go.
Okay. Basketball.
Basketball.
Formula 1 and UFC.
UFC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually went to the Formula 1 races in 2016. I went to Qatar to see the Formula 1 finals.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's a dream
Super
of mine. That's literally a dream of mine.
I got to see a crash happen in the middle of Qatar on the racetrack on the last lap.
I have not been to an F1 event, but that is literally one of my life goals is to go to one.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. All right. Next, because I'll go off on a tangent.
Yeah, same here. That's why I didn't want to do it either, because I was like, we already got such a long one. Basketball I could talk about a lot too. Macros versus meal plan, pros and cons, and your opinions on it.
What was the first part?
Macros versus meal plans, pros and cons, and your opinions on both. Like doing just macros for a client compared to following a set meal plan.
Yeah, always strict diet plan. You never give clients the ability to think. The second you give them the ability to think and make decisions, they fuck up and they cheat. I am the absolute worst client of all time. I'm a terrible bodybuilder. I'm a terrible client. The second you give me a little tiny bit of freedom and you say you can do this, I'm going to take it as far as I can. Yep. So for me, it's like exactly how much to eat, exactly the amount of times. And I still don't even follow the meal plan that Trevor is giving me. I completely disregard it and I do whatever macros I want. But for most clients, you give them macros, they will throw all the bullshit that they can inside their diet plan and not follow it whatsoever. Or they won't track, or they'll eat something incorrectly, or they'll add additional oils and not track the oils. They'll add additional spices and sugars and sweeteners. They'll add different sauces, all this bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why it's like when it comes down to it, like I tell people, I'm like, the diet is strict. You are paying me for results. I get you results. You continue to pay me. You get, you leave a testimonial, get a good transformation pick, and then I use you to market to more people. This is my business. This is how I do things. Yes, you're going to lose weight. You're going to transform. It's going to work. But we're doing it my way because my way works, and you're going to turn into a piece of marketing for me, essentially. So it's like, this is how it works. Strict meal plans, always.
So the way I explain it to my clients and people that reach out to me, because I get all the time, are you going to give me macros? Can you tell me what my macros are? No, I can't fucking tell you what your macros are. Okay. Because one, if I tell you what your macros are, I know where that question leads. You asking me what my macros are is basically saying, hey, Marsell, I want to fucking substitute some shit food. But I want to stay within the parameters kind of. So I'm going to fucking ask you what my macros are so I can use it. No, go fuck yourself. Okay. If you want to know what your macros are, fucking pull out FitnessPal and calculate them yourself, buddy. Because that's an extra step that you have to take that might deter you from doing it. Okay. But number 2 is people don't understand that what we do is not magic. Okay. What we do is basic science and collection of evidence. We collect evidence and then we apply that evidence into the next program or the next adjustment we need to make. Okay. If there's too many variables, or if somebody fucks with the police's evidence, they can't solve their case, right? So this is the exact same thing, essentially. You're fucking with my evidence, okay? I don't know how I can do my job properly when somebody constantly is skewing my evidence, even if it's just so slightly. So if you come to me and say, hey, Marsell, my digestion's fucked. I'm sweating when I'm sleeping, or this or that. Like, how am I supposed to be like, go and diagnose the problem? Because I don't know 100% what your food intake actually is. Because I'll ask you, hey, what the fuck did you eat within your macros? Well, it was this or that, and then Sunday was this, and then Monday was that, and then all of a sudden it's this loop that you can't close because, okay, well, I don't know what caused this. There's too many fucking variables. Okay. The body's simple. Okay. It's a simple machine that will be simple to solve if you don't have 1 million variables. Okay. You got to take out the variables, and the least amount of variables we have, the better we will be able to our job as coaches. Okay. There's a reason why you eat the same group of foods. If we figure out that this group of foods works for you, John, okay, those are the group of foods we're going to stick to. And those amounts are going to be go up and down, up and down. And guess what? That's probably what the fuck you're going to be eating basically the entire program, except we'll fuck with, you know, amounts, maybe a refeed, whatever, depending on what your body needs or what kind of evidence we collect, what kind of feedback we get from your body. Don't fuck with our feedback. We can't give you a chance to fuck with our feedback. We want to be good coaches. And being a macro coach, in my opinion, is super fucking tough because you can't diagnose any problems. Unless you don't give a fuck about diagnosing problems, then yeah, give everybody macro plans, say high five, you know, check in next week and hope it goes well. But if something goes wrong and you fucked with our evidence, don't expect us to fix it.
Yep. And another thing on that point, competitors that follow macro-based diet plans compared to competitors that follow strict meal plans. What's his name? Mike Isertel, Jared Feather. Always come in soft. Every single time they come in soft. And Mike Isertel is always out there saying, I had these rice cakes with this jelly, and I had this junk food, and I had this before, and I got carved up on this. Well, dude, you look like you're 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
Like the reason that you can't bring the conditioning that you need to bring is because you want to tout these fucking macros.
Yeah. Well, you can't
rice.
Yes. I was about to say, you can't convince me that, you know, eating a fucking Pop-Tart and 400 grams of jasmine rice is the same thing. Like you cannot convince me of that. You will never convince me of that. It's bullshit. It's not true. You eat 400 grams of rice, you're full for about 45 minutes. And after that, you're fucking starving. You're like, what's next? You know what I mean? You eat that same thing in Pop-Tarts, you get a weird sugar rush. You're going to crash. You know what I mean? Your digestion slowed down. There's a bunch of processed shit that your body does not break down as quick and doesn't utilize as easily as fuel as jasmine rice. Like, you're not going to convince me of that. I don't care who you are. Not all calories are created equal. I know we've heard that before, but it's fucking true. Like, you will not convince me of that. I don't care who you are or what you are. You will not convince me of that. Unless you have some kind of a seasoned athlete that's just a stud that will just do his macros on staple foods like jasmine rice, sweet potatoes, or white potatoes and chicken and steak and eggs and olive oil, like maybe some fruit. But who's actually going to do that? That's following a macro program? Nobody.
No, that's why it's a macro program. That's why it's not
exactly.
diet plan, because they want to fuck off.
Right.
I would say too, it depends on what your guys are saying. If you're getting ready to get on stage, you should be following a meal plan. You should keep all like you're saying, the variables as consistent as possible. Maybe be able to substitute, like if you know that it doesn't cause any type of inflammation, it cause any issues, like a potato for rice or rice cakes for rice, you know, things like that. Sometimes you could make those little type of changes, not a big deal. But if you're just a regular lifestyle person, you want to look just decent, you want to be just in shape, you could probably get away with doing macros. Now you can't get away with doing macros as in just like they're saying constantly filling it with junk, but occasionally throwing in a Pop-Tart, once a week, having a McDonald's or whatever. And most people, they do what we do, we can fit stuff in like that as well anyways.
Yeah.
But it's just like I said, like you said, inflammation, digestion, all these different variables come in if you're just randomly eating different stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Who next?
Next question. Let me see how we've gone about an hour and a half so far. So it's how many questions do you have, Marsell?
Let me pull them up. I had a bunch. We did answer like 3 or 4 good ones from me already. Hold on, let's see.
And funny enough, just because Noble mentioned those guys, the Mike and Jared Feathers, the question before that was, what's your guys' opinion on reps in reserve, aka science? And I'm assuming that's probably the same person. They sent those back to back.
Well, what do you mean? What's her opinion on it? Like,
I guess, well, I mean, I honestly don't know too much. All I've heard some of these reps in reserve is for some reason, I guess, going for a number of reps and not actually like aiming for failure.
So
That's from what I
no, so reps in reserve is basically like if you don't want a client going to failure, like it's a way of describing like how far do I want you to take this set, right? So let's say like I want you to have two RIRs or reps in reserve. That just basically means I want you going 2 reps short of failure. So what our thoughts on it are is like I don't know, it's a terminology that we use to explain to our clients what we want them to do and
Gauge intensity.
gauge intensity, right? Like I don't want you going to failure. I want you to have 2 RIR on this particular exercise. So I don't know how to answer that question. What my opinion on it is, other than it's a terminology that we use in our programs. I don't know if that answers the question. Maybe they didn't know what RIR means.
Well, I mean, I think from what I also seen some of them talk about is also just knowing that you're not necessarily going to go to failure. Like I said, maybe that's what they were trying to ask. Like to me, I think you should always have intensity in each set. And yeah, you might be building up the way as you're doing it, but you can make also an intense set with 150 pounds in the leg extension by taking it to 20 plus reps. You can make it just as, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe they're also talking about it because I never heard them talk about the light and heavy theory of like someone with perfect form being lighter all the time.
Yeah, this is a tough question to answer. So I guess whoever asked that question, if you guys want to shoot one of us a DM with more background information so we can answer that better, I think that'd be the better way to go about it because pretty broad.
And I got my last one. It's just I don't know if you guys want to share, but I think it's craziest PED story. Maybe dosages, experience, whatever. I got a couple of like top of my head from clients, even my own personal.
That I have taken the largest cycle that you've ever heard of. I'll tell you exactly what I took, and I put money on it that you have never talked to anybody that's taken more. I promise you.
What is it?
Marsell's ready to challenge that.
The only way I'm challenging a mini cut cycle that somebody gave to me at a certain point.
Okay.
So I will let you guys, swallow that one.
Are you pulling it up, Noble?
Yeah, I'm pulling mine up too.
So
you have it?
One of the heaviest cycles that I ran. God, I'm just like looking at this.
We want the heaviest, not one of the heaviest.
I'm trying to find the one that I did. Okay, so all right, so this is the heaviest one I ever took. I was able to stay on it for 10 days. That's how long I was able to stay on because the side effects from this were nasty. But if you look this up, if you Google Paul Borison and Dan Duchesne, they were really, really, really big names in the 90s for when anabolics were starting to get really popular and they were becoming more mainstream. So Dan Duchesne and Paul Borison were kind of like really popular around the time Dorian Yates was, in his prime. And they essentially practiced these cycles that were only 4 weeks long, but the amount of anabolics that you would use for these 4 weeks were just disgusting amounts. So if you Google Dan Duchesne, Paul Borison, and you look up their cycles that they did, I tried one and it was 10 days long. It was 3.5 grams of testosterone a week. So 3.5, so 3,500 milligrams of test, 900 mgs of DECA, 900 mgs of EQ, and then 50 milligrams of D-ball. And I was taking synthol at the same time in my arms. 10 days, my estrogen skyrocketed. I could not get out of bed, no energy, couldn't do anything. Gained like 10 pounds of water weight, super shitty. I was doing 3 cc's a day every single day. So I was doing 3 cc's quad, lat, delt, lat, quad, and just repeat.
Dude, your body can't break that down that quick.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. So, but I mean, this was when I was younger and I was like, fuck it, I don't care what happens. So, yeah. Crazy story, but it was just kind of like a bunch of injections and I was just like, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it.
You're listening to this mini cut cycle in the off season. Okay.
Just for a competitor.
Wait, what? In the off season? So they're just trying
mini
to
cut in the off
like
season.
Reset sensitivity or something in their opinion?
Yeah,
That's what
just do a little mini cut, bring the body fat down a little bit in the off season.
This is one of your clients or what?
This is
someone
personal. This is personal.
Gotcha. Let's hear it. Let's go.
750 milligrams test. Okay. Primo E 500, NPP 400, Proviron 50 daily, Anavar 15 pre and 50 post, Mass P 200 weekly, Arimidex 1 milligram every day, Nolvadex 10 milligrams daily. Okay, that's first portion.
Oh God.
This is off season. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then we're going here. 1.5 I use growth, AM 3, 3 IU, 3 IU pre-workout, 1.5 IU bedtime, metformin 500 waking, 500 at night, berberine, whatever, T400 mcg upon waking,
Jesus Christ.
fat burner AM before cardio, night fat non-stim fat burner before bed, another fat burner midday, cleanse 60 mcgs every day, cardarine 25 milligrams pre-cardio, T3, that amount was varying daily, but it was saying 25.
That's absolutely wild.
Yeah, sounds about
That's a
Wow.
chemistry project.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how some people can even fit that much oil in their body.
I did that for 2 days and I was like, what the fuck am I like? Literally, I was like, no. Okay, lower my food, add some cardio. Let's take all this gear out.
You just can't handle it. I mean, you start putting in that amount of drugs. Like I said,
did not feel good, dude. I didn't feel good. And it was one of those things where like I knew better. I knew better, but I was like, okay, well, I want to be a good soldier, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What's the highest trend that you can handle? What's your like breaking point?
Breaking point for trend.
Yeah.
I never had, so I'm a very calm person. Like, okay, so what are we talking? Are we talking about like side effects? Or are we talking about me just being angry and agitated?
It's more like, okay, for me, like 600 is the most that I can run.
Yeah.
600 milligrams per week. Once I start doing 600, I
Yeah.
get irrationally angry. It's
So-
where it negatively affects my life. So I
Yeah.
don't do more than 600.
So 500 for me is I start having trouble sleeping.
Mhm.
So my anxiety when I go to bed is kind of, and that actually has a very negative effect for me. So we actually pulled that down. Like my dosages actually this prep were the lowest I've ever had them. Lowest I've ever had dosages on everything. It was very conservative. It was minimum effective dose and it was working. So we just went with it.
I feel like once you get to a certain size and like certain experience, you can reduce your dosages.
Yes,
But
I
feel like
agree. I
Yeah,
didn't think
when
that
you're
was
trying to add
true.
new tissue, it's like you probably would need more, right? To add that new
That's why
tissue.
I
But
think
kind of what you have, it's as long as you
John
keep feeding it.
John Jewette's lesson about safer use, like all the guys that tout the safer use protocols, I think that's bullshit. Like John Jewett coming out and saying, I only use, 50 milligrams of test every 4 days. Dude, you blasted fucking grams of gear
For years.
to get to your size.
Yeah.
Now you can take 50 milligrams of test and 100 milligrams of NPP and 25 milligrams of anavar and look awesome.
Mhm.
But don't sit there and say safer use when you took how many units of growth hormone for how many years, how many different compounds, how many gallons of injectable testosterone over the last 20 years of your life have you injected up to this point? I feel like once you get to that size,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's like once I get back to 230, if I want to get on stage and prep, I don't need to run a ton of gear.
Yeah.
But I feel like to get there, you have to push the drugs.
Well, what I'll say though too is when I recently, this is my experience. I'm not saying I don't think I'm gifted or anything. Is when I worked with Dom recently, when I put on my biggest size, best look, most muscle, was also like Marsell was saying the least dosages ever used. But for me, it's also like Marsell said, when I got to 300 trend, on God, that's the most I could take. My hair would start falling out like crazy. I couldn't sleep. I was like thinking crazy. I was horny as shit. Like it was just all the horrible side effects where I'm like, I can't even take more. So I always stopped at 3. And this last prep, I only did 140 a week of trend. And I introduced it at like 4 weeks out. And obviously I didn't peak, I didn't look amazing or anything, but I think it was more like a timing thing than necessarily the drugs. So yeah, no, I think there is also to a point where if you capitalize on all the other avenues that you maybe didn't before, you then maybe could get away from taking a little less gear than you did early on in your career. When because that's kind of what happened to me.
Well, you got to realize with the harsher drugs that you take in prep, like towards the end, a lot of that can cause anxiety and not necessarily anxiety, but a lot of like mental instability where you're more stressed out. And when you're more stressed out, obviously your cortisol rises. Okay. And then you're starting to have trouble sleeping and then your digestion can take a dip. Right. So I think there is a fine line that you need to find. And that's a fine line that's hard to find with a competitor that's inexperienced and can't fully describe to you as the coach what they're going through and why they're going through. They can't exactly pinpoint things, so it's hard to diagnose, right? But with somebody, if you're coaching somebody that's more experienced and you're experienced as a coach, you're going to be like, okay, risk versus reward here. Okay, I could keep pushing the trend and hopefully, hopefully that will do more good. But then what a lot of people don't realize, like, then your digestion can take a tumble, your sleep starts taking a tumble. And once your digestion, your sleep starts taking a tumble, your cortisol rises, your competitor feels underground per se in a hole the entire time. And, in my opinion, at that point, it's better to pull back, let's say like on the trend a little bit at that point, and then monitor like, oh, is your sleep and your recovery getting better? Like, is your digestion getting better? Because you got to realize the rate of fat loss is going to come down actually when your competitor or that particular person is running into those issues. You know that, when somebody sleeps like shit and they're not recovering, their rate of fat loss dramatically decreases.
Yeah.
Okay. So in my opinion,
there's a threshold on everything.
there's a threshold for everybody, and for everybody it's different. Like I know people like that have great genetics where like they can run 500 milligrams of tren, they get off of it, do blood work, they're fucking perfectly fine. Like there's
that's another
nothing's
genetic
elevated
component. Yes.
You know what I mean? So that threshold is just different for everybody. And if you have an experienced competitor that knows how to relay information to the coach properly and can, bounce it back and forth, I think that's the best combo, because then you can really dial in the dosages, I think, to each particular person better. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but
I'm with it.
that's just what I think.
100%. And then would you also agree that like that is a genetic component, is be able to tolerate drugs? Like you said, bounce back from it, be able to take more. Because there's guys I've noticed that I personally know that can take grams and grams and grams and they don't ever really get any side effects, like any physically showing side effects, but you never know, as down the line, all of a sudden your body starts working differently, what can happen. That's why I tell people it's not always just in your blood work. You got to check your heart as well. You got to get everything scanned. There's a lot of variables.
Dude, I have this one client who can run a full comp cycle and an off-season cycle straight into a comp cycle, right? And then he'll come off, and then 6 weeks later he'll do blood work, and his test is already rebounded without any PCT back to like 300.
Wow,
that's fucking hard to do. Like,
yeah, that's,
and then
that's
and then you got me who like I'll be at like 25 like 6 months per show. You know what I mean? Without TRT, obviously. So like there, like that component is just like, people don't realize how different everybody can be. Like there is no one size fits all. So, that's the reason why you want somebody that's decently knowledgeable in this stuff, because it's not a cookie cutter type of deal. Like, yeah, okay, so sorry, you can start with a template on everybody, right? Because somebody that you haven't worked with yet, you're like, okay, well, I'm guessing that let's start with this. This would probably be the minimum effective dose, right? And then you start fucking with it from there, depending on the feedback that you're getting, how the changes of the body are happening or not happening, and how the blood work's looking. And that's when you can start dialing it in. But what people have to understand, just because I do it, or just because Derek does it, or just because Louise does it, doesn't mean necessarily you should do it in that way.
And again, genetics are everything. So make sure your body's tolerate things and get checked yearly, or at least semi-annually is what I recommend, especially if you're competing often. If you're not competing often, once a year, you'll probably be fine. And then once you're in the sport for a couple of years, like I say, go get some scans, get all that checked out.
Get your cardiacs done, fucking checked, everything. Anyway,
that was my last question. I know we got that from the crazy PED story, and then we tailed off telling some of our experiences. We asked about how much trend. I think all that stuff is great though, so people can hear all that stuff. They can really see from our own opinions.
Derek, you got any?
My questions were dumb.
Give us a dumb one. Well, I mean, I think we need to even answer like some of the dumb ones, like here and there, just because so people are like, well, I asked my question.
We might have some people that are like somewhat lifestyle people that might be our clients watching this. They're not competitors.
Okay, question number 1 from your boy Brian. Is it only gay if you're gay?
Sure.
Okay. Question number 2 from my fiance.
Oh, wait, I didn't answer that. What the fuck?
Is it only gay if you're gay, Luis?
Well, what are we saying here? Like, there is some scenarios that I do exempt you. If you're getting paid, and you tell me you're just getting paid to do gay porn, but you're not gay, I might believe you depending on how much you get paid. You know what I mean?
Okay, valid.
Like,
Kai Green.
and
Kai Green.
what
Right?
do you didn't
You
he
know
fuck
what
a
Kai Green
grapefruit?
did?
A grapefruit though.
Yeah. It's
I
a
mean,
little-
that's kind of gay, but it's not actually. No.
It's
That's
super
not kind of gay. That's
super
weird.
gay.
That's just weird. No,
Super gay, bro. That was for dudes.
no. Gay is man on man.
He
Hey,
wasn't really selling
It's
the
a
dick
it's
to
a it's
women.
a grapefruit.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier I won't knock anybody's hustle, so Kai, do what you got to do, bro. I don't
Yeah,
care.
like, I respect it. I mean,
Yeah, because then we can go into the whole OnlyFans conversation. We want to go. We want
I
to
mean,
talk something social.
Yeah.
it's not like we're in the straightest, most, heterosexual sport of all time.
Yeah, we do put on a G-string and pose on stage.
We oil each other up, get on stage, and then pose. So,
Yeah.
all right. Next question. Do you like booty? Thank you, Lexi.
Me, I'm an ass guy. Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
more an ass guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same, but my girlfriend had her titties done, so
My wife had her boobs done too.
yeah.
When you lucky bastards. I'll take a booty though. That's all I need.
Yeah.
You know.
Last question here: androgenic versus anabolic. That's the whole question.
Anabolic.
Wait,
Well,
what?
yeah, anabolic. Yeah. 100. In any way, shape, or form, I'll take an anabolic over an androgen.
Wait,
I
wait,
just-
wait, I don't get that question. What do you mean, androgen?
Androgen or anabolic?
That's such a weird question.
Yeah,
I was so
you're asking me
confused.
the question, man. I'm just asking what it says, bro.
I actually forgot. One of these questions was actually a really good one, and this
Yeah.
is from Mr. Sid Rye.
Oh, God.
What's the question?
It says Noble versus Marsell versus Ralph versus John Evans. Place them. Are you
Well,
guys? Is that show happening or something?
I've already beat John. I've already been Ralph.
Well, no. Let me go first. You guys are biased, obviously. Come on now.
Marsell would destroy me, so I would go Marsell, myself, and then John and Ralph.
Let me. What did I just say, dude? You can't. You're biased as shit. I'm obviously the most unbiased to all this. Well,
Are we
I
comparing
just know everybody, but I'm
peak
not.
physiques, or are we comparing most?
No.
recent?
So that's why I'm going to talk about this. So obviously, with Marsell to me is the front runner because a couple reasons. Has the most developed physique. He's at the best stage right now out of all four of you guys. He's coming off like a hot streak. Noble is bouncing back right now. We really don't know how much he's going to keep getting consistent. He's even said it himself. He falls off, goes back and forth. That's a variable.
Yeah.
Ralph is a lot of genetics. He's very gifted, but he's never been peeled on stage. He's never been that conditioned, and that matters when it comes to competing. And then John Evans is also coming back. I really don't know what he looks like. I guess we could pull it up and do all this and pull up top physiques, but I would say Marsell. If everyone peaks and does their best and brings in their best, Noble, John, and Ralph. And the only reason I say that is because Ralph, to me, has been the least conditioned out of all four of you. And to me, that's the biggest variable that all of you guys are facing. There's three guys that are sharp and one kind of the guy's not as sharp. It will look, even if he's especially a really shapely guy and big weight, or small waist, big quads, flowing lats, I still think the conditioning is going to be too much. So that was my opinion.
Can we pull up John's physique? I can't think of John's physique in my head.
Yeah, and I mean, he's obviously coming back, like I said earlier. So like, what he is right now is not what he was at his best before. Oops. John.
And you guys kill me with these questions.
Evans. So.
Oh, John Boy Savage.
So this is kind of his most recent, 4 weeks ago. So this is again him coming back. I think he had like a year and a half.
Give me a stage shot. I guess that's the best way I can.
Right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got a good physique.
Let's see if he has some other. I think he has some I think professional or not. Yeah, stage shots. Maybe not. Oh,
right there.
Yeah, this is good. I mean,
oh yeah, dude, he would smoke me.
You're saying that physique will beat you right now?
I think so. He's got some nice round bellies. Looks nice and full like that right there. That looks nasty.
And he has a great back.
Yeah, no, that looks nasty.
He has a fantastic back.
Condition not as sharp on this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's been sharper before and stuff, but
In defense of that show
That was
started,
that shit show with the shit lighting. Oh
it
yeah.
started at 6 a.m. and those pictures were probably from about 10 p.m.
Jesus.
So in his defense, like I was watery. I had to take 2 full diazide the whole day just to be able to stay dry and stay tight.
Oh,
I was on stage at like 9 in the morning, and then my routine was at 10:30 p.m.
Okay.
John
So
has a great physique, obviously, but that's if he can get back to that, which is another variable.
so
No.
I think between one is between Derek and John. If I'm talking their prime physiques, yeah, it's between Derek and John. Then it's me, and then it's Ralph.
Fuck you, Ralph.
No, Ralph's no, Ralph's got
we're
Ralph's
gonna
got
pull
a
it up.
great physique.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up why. So this is his last, what we've seen on stage, I believe, right? This is his last show.
Arizona
So,
Open, yeah.
So we can see the shape is amazing. It's beautiful.
Bro,
It's the most out of you four. He's the most genetically gifted one, in my opinion. I'll say that.
Yes,
in person,
I'll say that.
he looks fucking crazy.
He does. Look at these, like the flow, man. But
he's natural there, by the way. Just letting you guys know.
Yes, exactly, and not blowing shit up, but he's not anymore. So
no, I know he's not anymore. But I'm saying right there.
That's what I'm saying. So the conditioning will be significantly improved because he was natty before, right?
Okay, it does get a little bit harder at times. I'm not gonna lie, like
especially because like if we look up the most recent, and there's another variable, like he's gonna have to come down a good amount by me seeing this right here.
Oh, he's got to come down like 35, 40 pounds right there.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So that's and that when you do that to yourself in prep, I don't feel that's very smooth, but he might have like a pre-stage of cutting before he goes into cutting or whatever.
It's his first time off season, on cycle, on drugs. What do you do your very first off season on cycle?
Oh, you eat everything in sight.
Fucking huge. That's what he's doing. He's just going.
I know, dude, and I'm not hating on Ralph. I love Ralph. I think Ralph is a fucking.
Yeah, no, dude, and he's also the youngest. He's also
he's got so much
newest
potential, dude.
Yes, dude. So we're keeping
when he's
it real.
my age, he would blow me the fuck out of the water with his eyes closed.
Oh, he has a lot of potential, a lot of yeah. So there's Noble. Noble's conditioning is very great, very good. Like you said, he doesn't get the glutes, but he's so dry from the front, and his hamstrings are always still in. His low back is in. I just think, like I said, that would stand out significantly, in my opinion, if Ralph doesn't bring close conditioning to what you guys are bringing, puts him in the tail end. I still think Marsell is the most complete and carrying, again, the most, what's the word, momentum. So that's why I said it the way I said it.
Yeah, I'll take a bronze medal gladly.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself unless, I spend this entire, like if I went 100% for everything the rest of the year, the entire year, yeah, maybe I'd be able to stand up there and Marsell and I could battle it out. But like with my, like you said, the consistency and the commitment on my end, because it's like, that's how I feel most of the time, like chicken and rice. I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of this, man.
Yeah, every couple of weeks I see or every couple of days I see post story eating out somewhere. I was like,
hey, dude, okay. Derek, I got a cheat code for you.
What?
You know what the cheat code is?
What?
Knock off your girlfriend, man. Your perspective changes.
Yeah.
And it changes to, hey, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna bodybuild, I'm gonna do it 100% because I have a kid that I have to take care of as well. So you know what I mean? You can't be wasting your time fucking half-assing bodybuilding anymore.
Yeah, because you don't have that much time for bodybuilding.
True, but like I think we were just talking about that. Like for me, something flipped. Like it's like I can't be a piece of shit and take money, time, and a father figure and a husband away from my family if I'm gonna half-ass bodybuilding. Like if I'm gonna do it, I have to 100% do it. Otherwise, I'm a piece of shit to my family.
Yeah, you're just wasting time and money. Yeah,
exactly.
And it's that aspect. It's not that, oh, it's gonna get me paid. It's that, oh, I'm taking away from them.
Yes,
my time,
I'm taking away from my family.
Yeah. Well, I just had a conversation with Trevor where he's like, well, I want to buy, these supplements. It's $1,000 to get all the supplements I need.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't have 10 grand saved yet. And I was like, you don't need to think about it like $1,000 is being spent on something that you want.
Yeah.
That $1,000 gets put towards the supplements. You take the supplements and then a couple things happen. You get bigger, you get leaner, you get stronger. When that happens, you typically take more videos, more content, more pictures.
Make more money.
More. You're bigger, you have more pictures, more content, more interaction, you're more aggressive, you're more dedicated, you're more driven. All of that turns into you being able to get more clients.
Yes.
$1,000 for you and you charge $500 for 3 months. You only have to make 2 sales off of your entire 16 weeks of supplements in order to make it make sense. So I think of supplements in his condition, gear in my condition, gear in my situation is like an investment. Because I know now that I'm getting bigger and now that I'm leaner, like I'm taking more pictures in the mirror. I'm FaceTiming Trevor when I'm working out. I'm like showing off my guns and stuff. I'll post more content. And more content means, very first part of the call, more content means more sales.
Yeah.
Mhm.
True. Yeah. 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 Just in my head, it's just kind of like, I can't be, I either have to like shit or get off the pot, basically what it is.
Either you're bringing in sales and you're doing this and you're making your family proud and winning
Yeah.
and generating more revenue off of your content, or
Yeah.
it's like, dude, like don't get on the stage, like go fucking take care of your kids. Like if
Yes.
you're not winning, then go take care of your kids.
Yes.
It's also because bodybuilding just takes so much time and our energy and our presence and all that.
Health.
You know what I mean?
Sacrifice your
We're
health.
not 100% in on anything else if we're 100% in bodybuilding. It's as simple as that. To be really good at bodybuilding, you have to be 100% in. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember Boston Lloyd talking about, he's like, hey, like if you're a bodybuilding competitor, you don't go out to eat, you don't go out with friends, you don't get to drink, you don't have family events, you don't get to do this shit. If you are going to be a bodybuilder, that comes, it's like kind of like being like a professional athlete. If you have practice at 8 a.m., you need to go the fuck to practice. Like if you have a competition and you're not doing everything you can to prepare, well, a professional athlete loses his endorsements, loses his contracts, doesn't make money. If you're an amateur bodybuilder and you have to do this in order to be able to pay your bills and post content, then you're not working if this is how you make money.
I got a good question that somebody just asked. How not to ruin your physique post show?
Don't eat like an asshole. It's the
Simple
only
as that.
answer there is. Stay on the
Yeah.
drugs for another 4 weeks and don't eat like an asshole. But
I mean, I don't even think the drug part is even necessary. I mean, you could, but you could also just go TRT and it's going to linger for at least a month, all that stuff you were on. And if you're on check with your diet, on check with cardio, you're not going to get fat.
I'm a huge fan of rebound cycles.
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying as in to keep your body fat low. That's a good way of capitalizing. Absolutely. Capitalizing on the rebound.
Keep your cardio in. Eat clean. Don't do the cheat meals. That's it.
So I'm up like what 3.5 pounds from stage weight ish. So
3 weeks or
not
4
bad.
weeks?
What was that?
3 weeks or 4 weeks in?
No, it's just 2 weeks post show now.
Okay.
Okay. So my thing is don't binge and stay away from sugar. Those are the two things that are gonna fucking blow you up, make you have kinkles, fat face, everything. Stay away from sugar. Like that's the biggest fucking thing for people because sugar is like a drug. You like if you can't just eat one cookie and then call it a night, don't eat cookies. Like that's just there's nothing else around it. And I've noticed that on myself because usually I would not lying, like I would probably be up 10 to 12 pounds within 2 to 3 weeks, like post show. Like that's normal for me. Like
so what's been different this time? Just not eating sugar?
Not eating sugar. Like I've eaten like a cookie or two during the holidays, but like I know that I first have to load up on my proteins, make sure I don't go anywhere hungry. So eat my meal before I leave. Because if I go hungry, and there's a bunch of shit everywhere, like you're gonna crack. That's normal, So that's what's been the difference for me is like one is my goals, right? Like that once again, same thing I said, like something flipped in my head where I'm like, okay, dude, like shit or get off the pot. Like if you want to be a pro, act like a pro before you're a pro. You know what I mean? Don't go fucking binging every night.
Yeah, that's smart. I always tell people like I get these kids that come to me and they're like, I want to look like C-Bomb, I want to look like Sam Sulik, I want to look like this dude. And then, 3 weeks in, they're doing their check-ins. Oh, I had 7 out of 10 this week on my diet, or like I couldn't make it to the gym because, my sister had whatever.
Yeah.
That's when the conversation that comes up and says, okay, you want to look like C-Bum? Do you think C-Bum misses his meals? Do you think that C-Bum doesn't get all of his training sessions done? Do you think C-Bum forgets to take his injections? Do you think C-Bum doesn't make the money to pay his coach and to pay for his supplements? Do you think C-Bum, like if you want to look like an IFBB pro and you want to become an IFBB pro, are you doing everything that you can to become one? And it brings me to the conversation that I had with Logan Franklin last year. And he said, it's crazy because I've talked to him quite a bit. He's super, super cool dude, super down to earth. And he's just the level of like how strict he does things because all he does is compete.
Yeah.
He coaches, I don't think it's a huge program, but he does like coaching and all he does is sponsorships for his competitions. He has a water filtration system that he installed in his house, like 12 grand just to have the purest water per day.
Yeah.
All of the food he gets is the highest quality, most expensive food that you could possibly purchase.
Yeah.
He eats the top of the line stuff. He gets body work multiple times per week, full intensity every one of his sessions. He consults with the best coaches, the best posing coaches, the best nutrition training coaches. He says he looks at everything that he does for his bodybuilding, down to the amount of nutrients he gets from every meal. And he says, how can I be better?
Yeah.
And I think like if we all three of us, we take one step back and say, well, what can I do better?
Yeah.
Well, me, eat a diet plan, right? And it's like Marsell, I'm sure like 3 or 4 things immediately came to your head.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I could do, a little bit more cardio, or I could do a little bit more water intake, or I
Yeah.
could be taking a couple more supplements.
Yeah.
And Luis, like, not breaking your leg, like stuff like that.
Don't tear a quad for no reason.
Yeah.
Quad tendon.
But
Yeah, my bad. Not pulling a quad tendon. So
Yeah.
it's like, I think that's probably the best advice I've ever got was look at everything that you do. What can you do better?
Yeah.
Why are you not doing it better?
I can. I can look at Logan Franklin and I can point out a few things he could do better, but let's not go there.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because everybody always
No boy
like,
just to the
Yeah.
left.
Oh, okay.
obviously, like with some clients, I'm sure you guys get this too all the time. It's always like, well, what else are you doing, Marsell? Like, it's like they think I have some sort of a fucking cheat code or something in my back pocket that I'm fucking doing that makes me better than them physique wise, not any otherwise. No, it's just time executing. That's all it fucking is. Like, there's no cheat code. Like, if I had something in my back pocket, obviously I would give it to you guys because I want you guys to succeed. I want you guys to have nutty transformations so you guys can bring me more business, obviously. So there is no other cheat code that we don't tell you guys. It's literally follow your fucking program and be a machine when you can.
Yeah, it's super simple. It's like, all of us know what to do. Even the competitors I work with, they know what to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the reason you're not getting there is because you don't have it in your genetics. You're not working hard enough. You don't respond well enough to drugs. You're not doing what you're supposed to be
We're
doing.
just kind of ranting off and just shitting on people, guys. This kind of.
It's execution.
It's true, but we could all be better. We could all execute more. We could
Yeah.
all it's just that's what it is. But I don't know how we got into that subject really.
Yeah.
Well, here's one thing I was thinking of the other day. I think that the number one thing that stops most people from going pro is they don't get big enough.
I wouldn't say that.
What you mean, like not big enough in the off season or not big enough on stage or
Not big enough on stage. I think that
yeah,
with 99% of competitors, because it's like if you look at the top 5, right, in any of these competitions, usually those top 5 are eventually going to go pro. They'll keep doing it and they'll eventually go pro, right? The guys that are not going pro are usually not maxing out their weight caps, or they don't have the genetics and the ability to look good at a lower weight. Like for me, I look really good. I was 180 something pounds for my last show. If I came in at 197 pounds at the top of my weight cap, peeled to the fucking bone, it would be undeniable.
right.
Same with Louis, same with everybody else on this call. If we came in at the top of the weight cap, there's basically a 95% chance that we're going to get a pro card if you do 2 or 3 national shows, right?
Yeah, but there's also been guys underneath caps by 10, 15 pounds winning pro cards, winning pro shows.
But they have better genetics. But
yeah, so I think it's more of a people doing enough years consistently don't get them enough to the pro level. Like unless you're a Brian Jones, you can't go pro at USA's the first time. You're gonna have to build up for 10 years. That's kind of what we're talking about last time. So people just don't ever knock off enough years consistency. And yeah, that's part of getting bigger too. But then there's classes like physique and other divisions. That's not necessarily the case. It just life gets in the way. You don't have the financials. You're emotionally stressed. Something happens life. You get an injury. You get distracted by women, vice versa, men if you're a girl. There's a lot of shit that happens, I think, that play more factors in people not reaching their potential.
Well,
I don't think it's about getting bigger.
I think with the not getting bigger part is also people compete too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know that's my biggest problem is like I competed way too much. You know what I mean? I would be like 2 years ahead if I didn't do fucking 3 shows a year at a certain point for like a couple of years in a row. Like what the fuck was the point of that?
I also think it's important to continue competing. I think at least
Mhm.
once every 2 years should probably be the minimum. I think
Yeah,
per
once
year-
every 2 years is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to reset yourself. You got to see what you built. You got to see what your
You
physique.
got to have
all
true
that.
off seasons. Actually have time
Yes.
off and build up. Give yourself. That's
Yeah.
that part for me. I've only had one true off season in the 7 years I've been in bodybuilding.
Well, you have one now, right?
Yeah.
I'm at the biggest one in my life now because all I'm going to do is one more run. That's all I'm trying to build it up for. One more run. So
yeah. How's the quad? How much recovery you got left on that?
I got cleared for everything now. I'm training legs.
Okay.
Obviously I got to do single leg everything until this one catches up, but
Yeah.
I got approved for it. Right under 4 months, so pretty
Okay.
decent recovery rate, especially for the injury I had. And
Is it
but
sensitive when you train? You feel like it's kind of
it's weak. No pain, no uncomfortability, but I've done at least 20 plus newbie sessions in like the 4 month span. Some with Dom, some with Wesley. Wesley's more on the medical side. He has a way different approach. Dom is more hands-on. He's the body work practitioner, so it's a different. And I've gotten the benefit of each one, and that's why I think I'm bouncing back so quickly. Wesley's helped paraplegics start walking again, so it's not like he can't make someone with a torn quad tendon walk again a little sooner than later. So
it's full recovery so far. Is what they said.
Yeah, no, everything's back. I got full range of motion already. All I'm trying to do now is just build it up, like I said. And I just have a nasty scar, but none of my muscles actually tore. So that's a good part as well. All the insertions are still where they're supposed to be. As long as I can stimulate it the way I did, I mean, I should at least come back to what it was. And if you actually look at my pictures, my left leg was the more developed one. So this might be a blessing in disguise where I can finally build up my right and fix that issue I've had with it. Yeah. So then they're equal now. And there you go.
Yeah.
Because the right one just never really grown on me because of like just lack of feeling. And since I've gotten hurt, I can feel my quad and like way more on the right side because I was probably hopping around on one leg for a good period of time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But guys, I think that was like 2 hours right there. We should probably cut it here. This was actually really fun. We cover a lot of topics. It's for sure gonna be probably the best episode yet. We can talk about some local guys.
Episode 2, best episode yet.
I mean, but no, that's like 4 now. You know, I mean, the 2 of them are interviews, but this just kept from all different angles. I feel funny. We're talking about local people. We talk about some other stuff. Yeah, a lot of diversity in it. But all right, guys,
maybe
appreciate.
For the next one, we should ask some people for some topics. Like, give us a podcast topic so we can like stay on track. Just give us one topic. Like, I don't know, fucking how to build your fucking coaching business from ground to something. You know what I like?
I mean, that easily could be one. We're 3 coaches that have built up something that we could all have like some income from. So regardless how we view it, we could definitely make something like that. And then because there's no shows, we got nothing else to really talk about right now. We got to wait till Arnold in March, and we'll have some amateur shows coming up here soon, but I don't know how much of them are gonna be local. All right, guys, do us.
Next one is in March for Arizona.
For Arizona as well, March. Okay.
Yeah.
So never mind. Might be muscle contest that I saw earlier on. They're always doing shows. I think like every month.
Dude, they do shows everywhere all the time.
Every weekend. There's a show. I'm pretty sure. That's what I was like. All right, guys, go do us a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, drop some ideas for us. We're gonna bring on some more guests next weekend. It should be us 3, and we'll have one more special guest joining us. I actually got an idea for how we're gonna approach that, but I'll reach out to you guys about that later. Thanks to you guys again. Appreciate the support. Have a good day. Happy New Year's.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.